And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, we will talk about the Chicago restaurant shooting. Oh, we're going to talk about it. We are going to get into it because that topic right there is going to get deep. We'll get to it. Also, the crazy senator, the Democratic state senator from Rhode Island, keying the car. I mean, what is this? The 1980s? Are we still keying cars out here? Are we 16-year-old jilted prom dates? Like, what's going on? We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, this whole classified documents kerfuffle. I mean, the biggest nothing burger of history is the whole classified documents thing. A thing that they would not prosecute Hillary Clinton over. Joe Biden, they're slow walking that investigation. He shouldn't have had any kind of classified documents at all as a vice president and or senator. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, the war on pizza in New York City. Because we have, I guess, issues with carbon emission, they want to attack the wood-fired stoves. We got crack smoke, heroin smoke, weed smoke, all that kind of stuff all over New York City. But you know what the real problem with pollution is? Pizza ovens. We'll get to all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on tonight. There's a lot to get through. And I've got quite a few new videos for you guys that I've not shown on the show yet, that I've not done a video for yet. I will get to those in just a few minutes, but y'all know the drill. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to my particular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. If you go to the front page of the website, you're able to find articles for each video that I produce. So if you ever have a question, hey, ABL, where'd you get the information? Where's your source? Cite your source. I have everything that you need. Left, right, independent, agnostic, whatever you want, right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. If you want to find videos and whatnot without my commentary or full, uncensored, uncut, whatever you want, I got it on the website. I may not be able to put everything on YouTube, but I have my own platform off YouTube where I could do whatever I want. Again, anthonyblogan.com. And everything on the site is 100% free. So y'all please check it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe. I'll update the website every single day with brand new articles. Again, anthonyblogan.com. Also go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact. To find my email address, my snail address, my UPS box, my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All that good stuff is right there on the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact. If you're ever wondering if you're speaking to me or not on these internets, go to the contact page. If you don't see your method of communication on the contact page, that's not me. As I always say on every single live show, if you're ever talking to somebody talking about their Nigerian prince, and if you send them $100 million, they'll give you $10,000 back. Or if you send them X amount of money for cryptocurrency, they'll flip it and double it. I promise. First of all, that never happened anyway. Second of all, I don't know anything about that. And third of all, but most importantly, that's not me. Please, oh, please, oh, please, don't get scammed in 2023. I know I say this a lot, every single video, every single live video at least, but I still get random emails. Hey, man, you know, I invested in cryptocurrency. You told me to. It's like, did I tell you to, or did some random robot on a YouTube comment tell you to? Please don't get scammed 2023. Ain't nobody got time for that. We all work way too hard for our money to get ripped off by some Nigerian scammer or 1 million pound Romanian dude laying on the ground in his basement somewhere eating borscht and whatnot. Okay. So we got that out the way. Oh, of course, ablmerch.com, ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website. Y'all please check it out. And of course, patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. And all my links will be in the description box below. All right, so we got quite a bit going on. Where am I going to start? I don't even know where to start. I definitely want to get into the Chicago situation in a little bit, but I gotta wait. I gotta save that one for a little bit later once everybody moses the way on into the stream for sure. All right, where am I going to start? I think I have some videos that I've not shown you guys quite yet that we should get into for sure. All right. Oh, you guys saw that they found some. They got pictures of the wreckage from the Titan, from the sub, right? Remember, the guys went down to see the Titanic in the sub. Okay, so we have video actually of the wreckage. Now, I'm pretty sure, as I don't see any kind of warning, this is not going to have any kind of graphic stuff. It's just going to be mechanical. They did say they found human remains in the wreckage, but I think they probably sanitized all that before they actually showed any pictures. You know, because I'm thinking that they had some pictures of the wreckage immediately, right when they said they had it, right on that Thursday, when they conveniently said that the oxygen would run out. Like, how convenient was that? Talking about okay, we're trying to find the sub and they have X amount of hours of oxygen. And if we don't find it by Thursday morning, it's over. And then here comes Thursday morning. Everybody's waiting. Everybody has their time set. Like, okay, it's Thursday. What's happening? Then all of a sudden they say, oh, yeah, by the way, we knew that it imploded on Sunday and now we found the wreckage. Okay, so you just happen to find all this information out on the Thursday when you said that they ran out of oxygen, but you knew all this information on Sunday. Okie dokie. I'm with it. I am with it. Let's go ahead and check out the wreckage. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the vid, share the vid, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and throw it up on the screen. Do we have sound? RIP headphone users. Let's check it out. Now, this piece right here appears to be one of the connectors that would connect the pressure hole to the exterior ends to the front and back of the sub. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all please correct me. So we got quite a bit of wreckage here. You guys in the comments know what what the actual the verbiage is to describe what we're looking at right now. They did find the bodies, or they said they found human remains, but they're not going to show that, obviously. All they're going to show is just the mechanical stuff from the actual sub. They're not going to show the bodies. Wait a minute. Did I see something that I thought, okay. Now, do you guys see what I see, or am I tripping? Like, what's going on here? Is this tape on this piece of the sub? What is that? Now, okay, $1 million question. Did the recovery crew put that tape on there to maintain the integrity of it? Or was the tape there prior to the sub exploding or imploding, pardon me, and then subsequently exploding? How did that, is that tape, number one, and number two, how did it get there? When did it get there? It looks kind of slipshod and haphazard at best. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Someone says duct tape and baling wire. Now the question is, was that there? Did the crew of the sub add the duct tape before they went down to see the Titanic? Or was it there? Did the crew that is recovering the wreckage put the duct tape on it? I mean, what in the world's going on? How did they find the human remains? I don't know. I don't know how they found it, but they said they found them. Let me see if I can find, I think I had an article bookmarked where they were talking about finding the human remains, but obviously they're not shown anything. Yeah, they're not shown the actual body parts. If you want to look for that, that's not really what you're going to find. All right, let me see if I can. Okay, here we are. This is from the AFP news agency. Hold on. Barons.com. It says, presumed human remains discovered in Titan sub records. This is from AFP News. But of course, they're not going to show you the actual remains. See this piece right here in the front with the porthole? That's part of what they found in the wreckage. So this piece was off, and the piece behind it, there's another one on the other end. Both of those were off. So the whole thing just came apart. So they say experts have recovered presumed human remains from what is left of the Titan sub that imploded during a dive to the Titanic wreck with the death of 5 people, the U.S. Coast Guard said on Wednesday. U.S. medical professionals will conduct a formal analysis of presumed human remains that have been carefully recovered. But they're not going to show you any human remains. So if you're looking for that, you're barking up the wrong tree. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how the whole thing goes. RIP to them. Unfortunate that they passed away. But, you know, that's kind of what happens sometimes with things like this. I think the whole operation was slipshod at best. At best, it wasn't a good operation. They really didn't do that properly. A lot of corners were cut, in my humble opinion. You know the whole thing about we don't want to hire 50-year-old white guys? Was that because they really didn't want to hire 50-year-old white guys because of, inclusion? We want to inspire the trans people of color. Was it because of that? Or is it because the 50-year-old white guys with military experience who know what they're doing, were these guys going to cost more than a 22-year-old recent college graduate intern type person? Okay. You could pay this recent college grad a bag of chips versus an actual honest salary for the 50-year-old retired white guy. So I'm thinking there was some funny stuff going on right there. I think one person canceled their trip because they said that there were quite a bit of corners cut and they didn't like what was happening. So we're going to see how the whole thing goes. I got a hair in my eye. I might have to get up in a minute. But yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, shout out to the Navy. Yeah, big up to the Navy. Shout out to the Coast Guard. Shout out to everybody that was involved with the recovery. All right, and I have more videos for you guys. Your man Biden is just losing his marbles day by day by day. Day by day, he's losing his marbles. But I have more things here. Oh, we gotta get to a lot. Wow, there's so much I need to get to. Y'all give me a second. Where am I gonna go next? a lot we gotta get to. Okay. So here's your man. Here's your guy, your president, 81 million, right? This is your man. Listen to what he says about how the conflict has impacted Vladimir Putin. Listen to what he says.
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home.
Huh? He's losing the war where? Let's hear that one more time. You're hearing the plane noise in the background. It might be kind of hard to hear him, but pay close attention to what Joe Biden is saying.
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq.
He's losing the war in Iraq? Is that where the war is? I thought the war was in Ukraine. I didn't know the war was in Iraq. I didn't know that Vladimir Putin was fighting the war in Iraq. Is this 2003? And is Russia really the U.S.? Like, what's happening? I'm not sure.
Losing the war at home. And he is become a bit of a briar around the world. It's not just NATO. It's not just the European Union. It's Japan. It's 40 nations.
You know, the thing, the war, you know, in the place. Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever. You know, Uzbekistan, wherever any kind of random place is, that's what it's going to be.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war.
Yeah, losing the war in Iraq. That's what's going on. So that's, hey man, 81 million. Do you think people that voted for him have any kind of buyer's remorse? I think that they should have a touch of buyer's remorse, just maybe, just maybe a touch of buyer's remorse. I mean, I don't know. This guy is running for re-election. They can't find anybody better than him to run. I mean, what in the world's going on? But hey, that's your guy. That's your president. I didn't vote for him. You guys didn't either, but hey, it is what it is. Now, if you voted for Joe Biden, hopefully you are repentful and regret your decision, but don't do that again. Do not do that anymore. All right. Now, some could be watching this and say, hey, ABL, you know, all you do is show the liberals messing up. You pick on Joe Biden. Well, he is a president, so you kind of hold him to a high standard. But let's just say that people are right about that. Okay. Now, here is your man, Francis Suarez. Now, Francis Suarez is the mayor of Miami, and he's running for president on the GOP side. He has no chance, to be totally honest with you. I'm not necessarily anti-Francis Suarez. I don't know a ton about him. But the deck over there on our side is stacked. I mean, first of all, you got the two front runners, Trump and DeSantis, then Nikki Haley, who else? Tim Scott, Francis Suarez, one guy, I don't even know what this guy's, Doug something. I don't know what this guy's name was. Doug Barr. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the business guy. I have no idea who this guy is. Matter of fact, hold on. Before we get to the Francis Suarez clip, his what's Aleppo moment, let me see if I can find the GOP candidates running in 2023. Well, for 2024, but running right now in 2023. Let me see if I can find an updated list. Okay, so here we go. New York Times, we have a full list. All right. So Mike Pence in there. That's right. So on the Democrat side, we have Creepy Joe. Oh, it's Marianne Williamson running? I didn't even know that. Marianne Williamson and RFK Jr. Republicans, you have Donald Trump, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy. I almost forgot about him. Asa Hutchinson, Larry Elder, Tim Scott, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Chris Christie. Oh, that's my man, Burgum. What's his name? Doug Burgum? I don't even know his first name. That's crazy. And then Francis Suarez and Will Hurd. Will Hurd has no chance either. Will Hurd was in the CIA before he became a GOP guy in Texas. So you're talking about a glowy for real. And then third party, not Allen West, Cornel West. That's definitely not Allen West. That is Cornel West. And then who is this? Is this Rick Scott? And then not running. I don't understand. Kristen Nunu, Larry Hogan, Mike Pompeo. Why would they put people in the not running section? Wouldn't that be anybody that's not announced that they're not running? Anyway, yeah, Will Hurd nobody has a chance really other than Trump and DeSantis, to be totally honest. And then on the Democratic side, Biden is the only guy they want to really run. RFK is interesting as a Democrat, but he has no chance. And Marianne Williamson most certainly has no chance. To be totally frank, the Democrats would rather install Kamala Harris after Joe Biden would kick the bucket. They rather would put her in there because she's a puppet 100% of the way, just like Joe Biden is. Now, RFK might be a little bit of a wild card on the Democratic side. Would I vote for him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This guy's a climate nut, still a Democrat, believes in lockdowns and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about lockdowns. He's definitely a climate nut, though. He's anti-vax, but a climate nut. So, no. But he's interesting. I like some things that he stands for. But I digress. I'm getting kind of distracted. I want to show you guys a list of those who are in the race to show you how stacked the Republican side is. Now, let's go back to your man. Let's go back to your man, Francis Suarez. He had his "What is Aleppo" moment. Remember, I'm gonna get to the "What is Aleppo" thing in a minute. Matter of fact, let's just do that before I get to the. I know I keep teasing the clip. Let me just do "What is Aleppo" in case you forget that, and then I'm going to cue up the Francis Suarez moment. All right. If you guys weren't here during the Gary Johnson, the Scary Gary era, wow, this was 6 years ago. That's crazy. The Scary Gary era was something else. Remember when Gary Johnson, he was running for president back in, I guess, what was this, 2016, when Trump was successful, and he not only said, "What is Aleppo?" he also took his tongue out at a reporter. It's like, what are you doing, sir? Okay, so here's the "What is Aleppo," and then the tongue action.
Of New Mexico was on TV this morning, and he was asked about Aleppo. Here's what happened.
What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
You're kidding.
No.
Aleppo is in Syria. It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Well, with regard to Syria, I do think that it's a mess.
I mean, it's like, yo, if you're a regular normie and you don't know where Aleppo, Syria is, I understand, because the average normie is not going to know that. The average normie might not even know where Syria is, let alone Aleppo, Syria, or let alone the conflict that's happening. But you're Gary Johnson. You are the Libertarian Party's candidate for president of the United States of America. So if you don't understand some of these big geopolitical problems, then you might not be the guy to run the country. All right, just maybe. And it's not like he was a carpenter or something like that beforehand. He was in politics. This is Gary Johnson. Okay, now let me go ahead and pull up the other Scary Gary video, and then we're going to keep on rocking. Now, remember this moment right here? This was crazy. He took his tongue out at a reporter. This is on MSNBC. This is back, I think, in 2016 as well.
I think I could stand up there for the whole day.
Do you see the reaction from the reporter? Hold on. Look at this.
I could stand up there for
She's like, "Sir, excuse me. Are you trying to, are you, like, what are we doing?"
the whole day.
That woman right there was totally crazy. So yeah, that's your man, Scary Gary. After that, I've never seen him again. That was probably worse than Howard Dean. It was worse than that. Now let's come back, like I promised, to our guy, your guy, Francis Suarez.
You gave me.
Hold on. So he's being interviewed by Hugh Hewitt.
Will you be talking about the Uyghurs in your campaign?
What, the what?
The Uyghurs.
What's a Uyghur?
Okay, we'll come back to that. You won't be. You got to get smart on that. Will you be talking about the Uyghurs in your campaign?
What, the what?
The Uyghurs.
What's a Uyghur?
Okay.
What's a Uyghur? I don't know what that is. Hey, you know what? My name is Francis Suarez. I want to be the president of the USA. What's a Uyghur? What's that? Where's that at? I don't know nothing about that. Now, here's part two.
You gave me homework, Hugh. I'll look at what was it? What did you call it? A weeble?
The Uyghurs. You really need to
A weeble. What's that? A weeble? I'll look it up.
know about the Uyghurs, Mayor. You got to talk about it every day.
I will talk about. I will search Uyghurs. I'm a good learner. I'm a fast learner. You gave me homework, Hugh. I'll look at what was it? What did you call it? A weeble?
The Uyghurs. You really need to know about the Uyghurs, Mayor.
You got to get smarter on that, as Hugh Hewitt said. You got to get smarter on that. You need to know what that is. You're going to be, you're trying to run for president. You need to know about the Uyghurs, the ethnic minority in what's that? Northwest China, right above Tibet. right? When you get into the stand lands, okay, they're definitely an oppressed minority, getting put into concentration camps and everything else because of their ethnicity and their religion. They are seen as inferior to the Han Chinese, as everybody is in China, which is the whole thing. It's an ethno state on the low, but I digress. You got to get smarter on that, Francis. I know about that. I'm just a regular dude at the crib. You want to be the president, you need to know about that. Now, I understand you want to run Miami and everything, but if you want to have higher aspirations, let's get a little bit of crash courses in some geopolitical, stuff outside of Miami, Florida. All right. Yeah, I understand that sometimes, Friendly. I get it that he's mayor, busy doing his job. But hey, you know what? Check it out. If I am, let's say I'm at a restaurant, right? I'm washing dishes. Then I say, you know what? I want to be the top chef. Well, sir, do you know anything about au jus? Do you know anything about gas temperatures? Do you know anything about how to actually prepare your food, the marinades and the seasonings? Do you know anything about food? I know you were a cook and you're busy scrubbing them suds, but at the same time, you want to be a cook. But right now, you're a dishwasher, busy scrubbing them suds. Learn about being a cook before you try to become a cook. Doesn't that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You got higher aspirations. You need to, get on board with some of the terminology about what's happening. All right. That was me at one point when I was a young man. I was like 18, 19. I was washing dishes, and then I wanted to, they wanted me to go on the line and cook. So they started me off doing little stuff, preparing the chicken and going into the cook line, shadowing one of the top guys back there. You got to learn. And he said, I'm a quick learner. I'm a fast learner. You need to get a crash course. you need to go to PragerU or something like that and get educated. All right. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. I think the Weeble is some kind of toy, Guts Berserk. I think you're correct. I think you are right. Now, I have a different video to show. No more of the Scary Gary, no more of the Francis Suarez from Miami, Florida, the mayor of Miami, Florida, trying to become the president. I got a video and an article, and I'm going to ask a question. I won't do a poll because it's not really poll worthy in my opinion, but I'm going to ask a couple of questions. First, let's get to a quick article. I'm not going to read it in full. I'm going to give you guys a headline and show you a picture, and you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about when I show you this. I may do a video on this, perhaps, maybe. I got quite a few topics I need to do videos on. So you see what's happening here. This is a New York Post article. It says Southwest Flyers wheelchair pre-boarding scam leaves fellow passengers fuming. Now, what they're doing is this right here. So you see what's happening? All these people in wheelchairs at the gate getting ready to board. Now, I think, okay, in a tweet, somebody says 20 passengers boarding using a wheelchair and probably only 3 need one to deplane. And you know how boarding the plane is. If you need wheelchair access, you're able to get on the plane first. Okay, you got a baby, you're elderly, whatever it is, military, right around the same time, you can board first. Rather than just paying for the extra privilege. I'm not sure what it is on Southwest. I know Delta, you got to pay for a Diamond or whatever. Pay for the extra boarding pass. Frontier, same thing. They want to do the whole wheelchair scam. And I saw that lady, the black lady that was in the airport, cussing the guy out because she wanted to get wheeled throughout the entire airport and get skipped through the line, which was totally dumb. There was nobody even there. But this is some of the same thing that you're seeing right here. People in their wheelchair wanting to just use it as a scam to get to the front of the line. But Southwest was like, look, what am I to do? What are we to do? We can't really, it just kind of just, they got their hands tied, really. Because if you think that they need the wheelchair, then what's going to happen? I don't really know. Military goes, I'm not sure about first overall, but within, they'll call people that are disabled. Then they'll call, if you got a baby, Like I think wheelchair, people that had babies, and then military. Yeah. At least on Delta, maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know in the comments if I'm correct or incorrect about that. What's your take on that? Do you think that people should be able to do that to scam the system? And is there any way to really stop that? I mean, I'm not really sure. Hold on. David Hughes says this all started at Walmart years ago. Why walk when you can ride a scooter in style? Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Somebody says, let's talk O'Keefe and BlackRock. What am I going to say? I've already covered that. I mean, there's not much to say, really. I think the video about that I've already covered in the previous video, and there's not much to say. You had a guy that was a recruiter talking about things that are pretty obvious that we know about, and it was a good video, but we got to get the big dog. We got to get Larry Fink to get on one of these candid cameras and spill his guts out. Talk to some all right looking intern over at O'Keefe Media Group about everything going on with BlackRock. But he would never. A guy like Larry Fink, I mean, I think I want to talk about at a different time on a different channel, perhaps. A lot of these guys that got a lot of money, how they operate, how they maneuver, they would never catch themselves with some. You would never, in my opinion, see a top level executive with one of them girls from James O'Keefe Media Group or Project Veritas. I know some of these girls personally. Well, I know of them and I know some of them. Put it to you that way. They're cool, but I mean, if I was a top level executive, I would never. But that's a much different story, and I digress. The whole point is you're not gonna catch the big dogs talking about that kind of stuff. I got off track looking at comments. So that's one thing about the wheelchair scam over at Southwest. It's also done at other airlines and throughout the airport. I think it's a mess. Okay, I think it is a mess. O'Keefe interviewed Roseanne. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, now here's another video. This is, the title says, cop purposely slams on brakes for biker to crash into him on the highway. Now, what you have is a biker who is clearly, going a little fast. You could say he's speeding, and the cop is brake checking him. But you're going to see how the whole thing unfolds. Hold on, let's get the video queued up here.
When we get out there,
now I'm gonna pause it right here. Personally, I don't like when you have these bikes weaving in and out of traffic. I really don't like that too much. Yeah, that's not really, especially when they like right up on you and they cut right in front of you. I don't really like that too much. Like stuff like this where they kind of like get in between on the white line. I don't like that because all it takes is one false move from the bike, not even something I do, but one false move from the bike, and then they got their head chopped off on the ground. So the cop is right there, but he can't tell if it's a cop or not. But really, if it's me, I'm thinking it's a cop because clearly he's kind of like blocking your path. A regular normie would just kind of stay to the side and let you pass if you're on the bike or if you're going really fast.
nah, there's no way that's a cop, bro.
So like right here, it's the first brake check right there. It's a warning.
Whoa, what are you doing, bro? Oh, maybe it is. Shit. Why he brake check me?
Again, he's braking. And then here come the lights. And now he's going too fast and he's following them too closely at too high of a speed. And now,
What are you?
boom.
What are you doing, man?
So the guy didn't die. You heard him say, "What are you doing?" after the crash. So who was at fault there? Was it the cop? Was it the guy on the bike? Who was at fault? Y'all let me know who was at fault in this situation. Because okay, you got the bike zooming, speeding in between traffic. The cop brake checked him once. Okay, brake checked him once, and then again, and then the guy just kept going forward. As you can see right here, He's going pretty fast. But, he's right at the speed limit, about 65 or so, and he's right up on the cop. So you saying the cop is wrong? Is the bike okay? I don't know. The bike might not be okay after that. Some say both. Some say the bike, cop's at fault, the biker, the cop caused that. Okay. I think it's like 50-50 right here. Maybe a little bit more for the bike. The fool on the bike, yeah. The biker failed to maintain and take braking distance. There you go. Hans Ketchup. There you go. I think that you're right about that. The law is always the person behind. Correct. All right. Go to speed limit. He was breaking the law. Cop was right. There you have it. I think you guys say that the cop is correct. I mean, yeah, that the cop was right and the bike was wrong. But yeah, luckily the cop had his lights on. Really, from my point of view, being Monday morning quarterback, the first brake check was a clue right there. It's like, all right, let me not do this. I need to go ahead and slow down. And it appears to be a cop car anyway, by the looks of it from looking right here. And the license plate tells you everything. Like the guy was just not really using his brain, in my humble opinion. Yeah, definitely not really using his brain, but it is what it is. All right. So I don't see any news story about that, like what the outcome of that was. But that was just a video for you guys to discuss about who was right, who was wrong in the situation. All right. Now, you guys asked me about Roseanne. I did see that a little bit. They're trying to cancel Roseanne. They're trying to cancel Roseanne because they were talking about, she said something about the Jews, all this and that and the third. But first of all, let's be totally clear. Roseanne Barr is Jewish. Like, I think like a Ukrainian, like one of the OG original straight from, hold on. Let me just, Roseanne Barr looks like that lady that is on Fox a lot. I forget her name. You guys know what I'm talking about. She's Russian and she was like some kind of special envoy. I forget what her name is, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And if you guys can think of her name, y'all please let me know in the comments. But yeah, Roseanne is like a for real Jew. Okay. So let me play the comments if you guys haven't seen it. This Twitter account, Brian Krasenstein, posted these comments out of context. We'll speak more about out of context comments in a moment. But the context is that she was being very sarcastic. She was not being serious here because guess what? Roseanne is a comedian and sometimes comedians do things like that, right? So let's check it out.
And that is the truth. And nobody.
Uh-oh, my fault. Hopefully my audio is not messing up too bad. Y'all guys gotta give me 1 second here. Because I think I'm having an issue. Yeah, I might be having an issue. Let me try to do this. Oh, man. All right, hold on 1 second.
Is the truth. And no.
There we go. I had to fix that right quick. Yeah, because my mixer was giving back feedback. It was weird. So, all right, we back.
That is the truth. And nobody died in the Holocaust either. No. That's the truth.
Yeah.
It should happen. 6 million Jews should die right now because they cause all the problems in the world, but it never happened.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
So you heard what she said right there. Again, this is not serious. She was being satirical and she is Jewish, like straight Jewish, not even a little, not even a small amount, but for real. Like she might as well, her name might as well be Roseanne Barrenstein. Okay. She's saying nobody died in the Holocaust and they should die or whatever. Now they're trying to use that and say that she's being anti-Semitic and she is being a Nazi, but it's just not the case. It's out of context. There was a full segment of her being sarcastic like that they didn't play, but they want to play little clips of it to make her appear to look bad. And I think part of what she was doing was proving how the media does. I think maybe she even said that they would do this. And they did. And they did. Okay, there's a whole thing. Let me see if I can find a longer clip. I won't play the full longer clip, but I'll play some of it so you can see what's going on here. All right. Now, Theo Von says, here is a full clip of Roseanne Barr, obviously using sarcasm and satire. She is immense and one of the funniest people I've met. Is Theo Von part of the tribe too? That's an interesting word to use if you're not part of the tribe, but whatever. All right, let me go ahead and throw it up. And I won't play the full thing, but you guys will get the idea.
When I ran for president in 2012, one of my platform things was I will outlaw bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry for the cussing. It's Roseanne. I mean, it is what it is. Now, somebody said that if I thought she was Mormon, well, she might have grown up that way because she's from Utah, but ethnically, she's a Jew, and that's just what it is.
Because, and I know that horrified people because what will they do now?
Right.
They're addicted to it. They'd rather have that than food or a happy family. They're so addicted to their fucking bullshit.
It's true, huh?
But, comics, I think we're the less free speech art form. And as long as we're performing, things ain't as bad as they could be. I think that's true.
As long as we're performing, things aren't as bad as they could be.
Yeah.
And that's always been the case throughout time, like with jesters or with people that was trying to speak up and share. There's always been.
Okay, let's go ahead a little bit, see if we get to in like the rhythm of it.
And so did all the social.
So you can't speak. You can't even speak on that in those platforms.
No, you can't say,
that it wasn't.
You can't say that like,
the
there was
election was rigged.
Yeah, that's all a lie. The election was not rigged. 36 counties can give you 81 million votes.
Right.
That's a fact.
So it wasn't rigged.
Of course not.
Yeah.
36 counties have 81 million people in them. Yeah. See?
Okay. But like I said, there's more. I don't want to play the full thing. It's kind of long. But yeah, the bottom line is that she's just a comedian and things get taken out of context, but this is kind of what they do. Now, that's what they do. All right. Now, people kind of get in the whole thing about being Mormon and Jewish confused. Yeah, that's not. So you have ethnicity, then you have race, and then you have religion. This how I'll break it down. Okay. A guy like, okay, well, I'm not going to say that one. Let's just focus on Roseanne. Okay, now, truthfully, if you're going to be all the way honest, Roseanne is white. Okay? If you're going to be all the way honest, Roseanne is white. But ethnically, she's Jewish. The way I see it, and some may try to differentiate between white and Jew. That's not really a thing because you have different ethnic groups of white people. You have your Irish, Italian, your Southern European, you got your Russian, you got your Nordics, these big 6 foot tall people from the Netherlands. You got different ethnic groups of white people. Okay. And Jews are one of the ethnic groups of white people. Okay. It's as like you have to look at a typical person from Ireland, redhead, Paul Bunyan looking character versus a Vladimir Putin with that Mongol blood in them. Okay. That Golden Horde blood in them. Much different, but still white. Look at Africans, they're black, but an Ethiopian is not the same thing as a Nigerian. Yeah, we're black, but we're not the same. Nigerians, much bigger, taller. Ethiopians, like East Africans, smaller in stature. It's not the same. And once you get to like Somalia, now you're getting into the more, the curly hair. It ain't the same. Dark skin, black, but not the same ethnic group. Same thing with Southern Africans, the Bushmen, not the same thing as the West Africans or the same thing as the East Africans. And the North Africans are something totally different. These are your Berbers and some of your really Southern Europeans, the Arabs. That's a whole different group right there. Are they considered to be white? I think some of them are considered to be white. Like if you come from Iraq, and your name is Muhammad, you could cut your hair off, cut your unibrow, and go be in Italy somewhere and blend in. But I digress. I don't want to get too deep into the rabbit hole of race, ethnicity, or whatever. My point is to say that you can be Mormon religiously and also be Jewish. You can be a white person who is ethnically Jewish and have a religion that matches your ethnicity, or you can have a different religion. You could be an ethnic Jew but a religious Mormon or a Christian or whatever the case may be. Very simple. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, of course, Asians are different. Yes, your East Asians are different than your South Asians. Your South Asians, that's your Indians. These people are much different than your Chinese, Japanese. Even within China, you got different kind of ethnic groups. Your Han Chinese, that's going to be the number one ethnic group. The Tibetans are not Chinese. The Uyghurs are not Chinese. Definitely not Han Chinese. Same thing with the Japanese, the Koreans. They're different than your regular Han Chinese people. Your Cambodians, your Lao, your Burma, Myanmar, they're different than your Han, obviously. Then once you get down to Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, they're different. It is what it is. Anyway, let's keep on rocking here. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds. That's kind of a debate topic right there. You know, let's keep on going. Then you have the black Jews, of course, and you have the Ethiopian Jews and everything. That's a whole different story. And I digress. Then you have the converted people like Ivanka Trump, because her husband is Jewish, Jared. Their kids are not Jewish because it does not pass through the mother. It does not pass through the father, pass through the mother. But anyway, so let's skip right ahead and go to the senator, shall we? It's right here. This is perfect. This is a state senator from Rhode Island.
All right, let's.
Now, my man right here, I'm not sure what race or whatever he identifies as. You know what I identify this guy as? A nut job. Got a few screws loose. That's what I identify this guy as.
All right, listen. I have to detain you for right now. All right, I'm investigating a crime. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If it's a maniac who yelled at me in the car next to me?
They weren't in the car next to you. There was no one in the car.
Yeah.
There was no one in the car.
He was blocking my way, saying I scratched his car. I didn't scratch his car. I'm a state senator. I think he recognized me. I think he's one of the gun nuts. He called out my name. I never told him my name.
All right. So, he didn't say any of that, okay? He definitely didn't recognize you. I know he didn't say that.
Yeah.
So, all right. His car was keyed. It was freshly keyed.
Yeah.
All right. And that's what we're investigating right now.
Okay.
And seeing, he pretty much heard it and saw you.
Yeah.
And you got keys in your hand as well.
That's because I just came out of my car.
Well, that would make sense,
Yeah.
but the way that he explained it seemed much,
Yeah.
a little bit more in depth than that, okay?
Yeah.
All right, listen, I have to detain you for a...
Okay, so this guy, if you didn't see my video earlier, this guy keyed a car because it had an anti-Joe Biden sticker on it. I think it said something like Biden sucks. It was a really simple bumper sticker. So this guy, broad daylight, shopping center, cameras everywhere. He's a Rhode Island state senator. So he doesn't go to D.C. He's a state government person that reports to the governor of Rhode Island. This guy decided to key the car. It's like, wait a minute. I mean, first of all, sir, you're 69 years old. You are way too old for this, all right? Number one. But number two, is this 1993, 1987, 1975, or 2023? Who's still keying cars anymore? What in the world is that all about? Over a Joe Biden? I could understand if it was a sticker about you, maybe. Okay, maybe you might get triggered. Hey, this guy says I'm a doo-doo head. I'm going to go ahead and key his car. That's still childish, obviously, but a Joe Biden sticker? I mean, I'm not going to get, every single day, I'm just minding my business. I'm seeing these Transformers everywhere. Not everywhere. I don't really live in San Francisco, but anyway, I'm seeing Transformers. I mind my business. I'm seeing these cars held together by these woke bumper stickers. I'm talking about if you took stickers off, the car fall apart. Every coexist, trans flag, everything, Black Lives Matter. I'm not going to get triggered. Most I'm going to do is laugh, take a picture at the most. I'm like, hey, look at what I saw. Key in the car. Now, hold on. I have the picture of the key mark. I got a picture of the key mark. It's like, sir, is that what we're going to do? Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Joshua Miller is his name. Rhode Island State Senator Joshua Miller charged with keying car. Okay, let's not have ads, New York Post. Anybody got time for that? I might have to go just sign up and log in because it's taking too much time out my day. Okay. So he was charged with keying a car that displayed Biden sucks bumper sticker. So that is enough to get you to key somebody's vehicle and get charged and get a mugshot. They came to his crib and arrested him over a bumper sticker. It's like, look, man, you know what? If I'm going to get arrested, I'm not trying to be in there. And I'm not trying to be in jail or down at the booking station and they ask me, hey, man, what you in for? I keyed a car. Huh? Are you a 16-year-old jilted girl, a lover? Are you some boy that got mad at this girl because she talked to another boy at the school? Is this your very first car you ever had? Hold on. So there's the key mark right there. Now, I've seen some people mess up. I've seen some cars get vandalized, okay? I've seen some videos. You know, you got the girlfriend that might want to stomp on your windshield, throw bricks in your back window, set your car on fire. I saw that one video of the girl set the car on fire, and then it exploded kind of, and then it hit her in the face. It's like a cartoon. And we're like, whoop, hit her right in the face. And then the one girl, she couldn't have been no more than 5 foot tall, 100 pounds, but I don't know what she was on. Starbucks, Red Bull, a woman's rage. She put that Skechers shoe, that chancleta right through the windshield. Boom. I've seen that from some of these angry women, you know, cheating on me or whatever. This right here, I don't know what you call this, from a 69-year-old professional man. I would never let myself get that triggered. I would never. Matter of fact, hold on. Do I have that video of the car stomping? I think I do. I think I want to see it right quick just because that was a crazy feat of strength. Hold on. That was a crazy feat of strength. Here we go. Yeah. And then people were saying, oh, she's being cheated on. Okay. So let's not have the music. Let's kind of cut that down a little bit. I hate these videos where it's always copyrighted music. It's like, I want to be able to hear the sound of the madness going on without getting a copyright claim. Can we have that? So here it is. So yeah, here she is on top of the, I mean, one kick straight through the windshield. All right, let's not, hey, what are we doing? We don't got time for all that. We don't get, it's PG show. We don't got time for all that, lady. Put them things up anyway. So yeah, this girl can't be no more than 5 foot tall, 100 pounds soaking wet. Put those shoes straight through the windshield. Put those Skechers or whatever the young girls was wearing straight through there. So, hey, I guess the bright side of the whole senator story is that he didn't go quite to that level right there. So if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. Now, what do we have going on? Can I get to my story that I wanted to get to? Can I get to, hold on. Do I want to get to anything else? Okay, let's do the pizza story, the war on pizza, and then we'll get to the bigger picture here. All right. I want to show a video that I didn't see quite yet, where the New Yorker fought back. Yeah, here we go. Here's my man. Here's my hero right here. Pizza Dave, Pizza Paulie, whatever his name is, from New York. All right, let's get some.
Pizza or give us death.
My man said, give us pizza or give us death.
Give us pizza or give us death.
NYC pizzerias are fired up about new DP rules aimed at reducing carbon emissions by 75%.
So what's happening is they're trying to reduce carbon emission in New York City by regulating wood and coal-fired ovens, which would be at a pizzeria. You get in that famous New York slice, and they put the pizza pie in the oven that's fired by wood a lot of times or coal to give it that iconic taste, that composition that you go to New York for. They're trying to put clamps on that, so the guys that run these shops got to go out and buy very expensive filtration systems. They got to spend $20, $30, $100,000 on these systems because of carbon emission. Eric Adams tried to say that the wood and coal-fired ovens were the equivalent of the Canadian wildfire smoke. It's like, sir, I've never seen New York become orange. New York was orange. I don't think the pizza ovens can do that.
Give us pizza or give us death.
The regulations could force owners of wood and coal-fired ovens to install pricey emission control devices, costing up to $20,000.
I tell you what, though, you know what? A man this passionate about pizza, whatever kind of pizza he has, if he's cooking it, I'm eating it. It's like, look, come on, Paulie, let's go to your shop right now and let me get a whole pie. Matter of fact, let me get about 4 or 5 pies. I take them back to Tennessee with me on the plane, train, automobile, whatever. I need whatever you got going on, because if you're that passionate, I know it's going to be hitting the mark.
Despite protests, the DEP defends the rules, citing public health and air quality.
He keeps going. Can't have a small business.
Some of the city's iconic pizzerias like Lombardi's, John's of Bleecker Street, and Grimaldi's may be affected and could end up permanently closing for good.
Now, I think there was a full video of my man, Paulie, or whatever his name is out there, with the pizza slices. Let me see if I can find that right quick, because he gave a speech, a quick speech. I think it was outside of City Hall, if I'm not mistaken. Let me find that right quick, and if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, here we go. So his name is Scott Lobito. All right, bitch, Scott.
Destroying the fucking world.
All right, no, you know it's gonna be cussing. It's New Yorkers, so I'm sorry. So let's play them right here.
Destroying the fucking world.
I know the cola.
We got crime all over the fucking place.
The drug problem, the fentanyl problem.
This wasn't a Boston Tea Party. This was a New York pizza party.
Look at this. Getting arrested. You gotta love New York City.
Nah, I'm not getting arrested. Give me a
Okay.
summons.
Oh. Court summons. Let us have our coal oven pizzas.
Naked dudes with their titties dancing around in the fountains in the city yesterday in front of fucking children, but this guy's worried about fucking pizza.
Crazy.
The city used to be tough. We were gritty. We turned into a bunch of pussies.
Fact.
Well, there you go. Sorry for the cussing, but it's New York. You know, they got to use the F word every couple of sentences. If they don't, man, it's hard for them to breathe. You know, if Scotty over there did not say the F word, he would, it'd be all bad, man. He'd be depressed. So what he's saying is right, though, about you got the Pride March, right? You have adult men and women dancing around nude in front of children, and it's not really a thing. And they were chanting the thing. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get to the chant right quick that they said was just a joke. Then I'm going to get to the Chicago situation. Can we do that? Okay, hold on. I'm going to play the chant that you guys heard last time. I don't want to show this video. I'm going to just give you a thumbnail, okay? A quick thumbnail, and then I'm going to just not show it, all right? Can we settle on that? Because I'm not trying to see all breasts and whatnot flopping around. That's not really what I'm into. So this is a snapshot of the situation, right? This is the New York City Drag March. It's part of Pride Month, obviously. You know what? I feel like Pride Month is the longest month out of every month in the year. I feel like Pride Month is 65 days long. It's like, when will this come to an end? Because you know what? The reason why I feel like it's long is because they start the Pride Month stuff early. They start Pride Month in full swing in May, and they never stop. It's like an everyday thing with Pride Month. But here's a screenshot of it, and then I'm gonna play what they were saying without all the extra video, so you guys can be spared the nonsense. I know we got little kids watching, so we don't need to see all this extra stuff floating around, okay? But listen to what they're saying. Okay, so you heard what they said. We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. That's what they said. Now, I heard it, you heard it, everybody heard it. But the guy, one of the people that came out with the NYC Drag March, one of the creators said, "Nah, we were just playing. It's not, it was just, it wasn't really a real thing." Hold on. Let me see if I can find it right quick. There we go. And here is an article on NBC News. I did a video about this. I think it might be out already. It might not be out. I think that comes out tomorrow. Let me make sure. I'll be doing so many videos, I forget. Yeah, I think that comes out tomorrow. Yeah, that comes out 5 o'clock. Okay. So this right here says, all right, let's not have all that. Quote, "We're coming for your children," chant at NYC Drag March, elicit outrage, but activists say it's taken out of context. So, yeah, they did say, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children," but it was a joke. All right, hold on. The subhead says, "Organizers say the NYC Drag March is meant to be lighthearted and to poke fun at anti-LGBTQ sentiment." Hold on. First, they were trying to say that it didn't really happen. Hold on. Watch this. Watch the spin by NBC News. You ready? So first they said, in a 21-second clip circulated by a right-wing web streamer channel, dozens of people marched in the streets and are clearly heard chanting, "We're here, we're queer, we're not going shopping." Now, be honest. In the clip I played, did you hear, "We're here, we're queer, we're not going shopping"? Did you hear that? Is that what you heard? I didn't hear it. But anyway, they continue. They say, "But one voice is louder than the crowd. It's not clear whose or whether the speaker was a member of the LGBTQ community. But this person said at least twice, 'We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children.'" Now, watch this. One of the co-founders of NYC Drag, Brian Griffin, can't make it up, right? Can't make it up. These guys, are these fake names? I mean, who's the other co-founder? Peter? Who is the secretary? Meg? Who's the dog? Brian? What is... Look, you know what? Brian Griffin says that if that's the worst they heard, it's only because they weren't there last year. Griffin said he chanted obscene things in the past, like "kill, kill, kill." We're coming for kill the mayor. Just about it's gross stuff. Basically, they're saying, well, we've said worse before. And then, remember they said in the very beginning, they didn't say the whole thing about "we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children," but it was just one guy saying it, drawing out the crowd. They said that at first, and then now, just a moment later, they say the "coming for your children" chant has been used for years at Pride events. So either y'all did say it and you always say it, or you didn't. Which one is it? You making up lies right here in this article. First, you said that it was just one guy saying it, and y'all weren't talking about going shopping. Now you say you always say the same thing. And you use it because it's a provocative expression used to regain control of slurs against anti-LGBTQ people. Now, here's my question. How is the phrase coming for your children in any kind of way positive or any kind of way trying to regain anti-LGBT slurs? I don't understand how that makes any sense. Were you trying to not say you groomers and pedophiles? That's not the way to go about it. To confirm what people say about you is not a way to defeat that narrative. And beyond the chant, we saw videos of these people dancing naked males with their stuff out in front of kids. So if you're not coming for the children, I can't tell. I cannot tell. Yeah, exactly. Somebody said it right there, John. Stop talking about children. Exactly. Last I checked, we're talking about adult stuff, adult entertainment. Why do they keep mentioning the children? My thing is, whatever you want to do as a consenting adult, that's fine. But leave the kids out of it. It's simple. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, we got to get to the main thing I want to get to today. Oh, we're going to get into it. We will get into it today. The Chicago restaurant shooting. Oh, my goodness. This video. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. The whole thing was totally avoidable. A lot of you guys understood where I was coming from, but some people refuse to believe it. Some people refuse to understand. In the black community especially, people refuse to understand because the problem with the black community is that it's a what do they call it when it's female run? A matriarchy, I suppose. It's run by women. There's no men that really run the community, the so-called community, because men understand the issue. Check it out. So Chicago, you have a mother who got into a fight with a man, and here comes her son to defend her by shooting the guy and killing him. In a taco stand. Not taco, pardon me, a hot dog stand, even better, right? A hot dog stand in a ghetto in Chicago. This place is so ghetto in Chicago. I think it's West Pullman, some ghetto neighborhood. The neighborhood, first of all, there's over 70 neighborhoods in Chicago, over 70 different neighborhoods in Chicago alone. And this one neighborhood from May 23rd to right now, there have been 8 shootings and 5 homicides in 1 month. I was reading comments. People that live in Chicago, they say they would never even drive through there. It is a ghetto. The place is so ghetto. The restaurant was so ghetto, so run down, so tore down that during the fight video, if you look close, there was a rat on the ground that scurried into the fight, literally. It just all bad. This was totally avoidable. Check it out. You're in a restaurant. You are a young lady, woman, 30-something years old, trying to get food. There's an argument happening between you and this guy right here. Over what? Who knows? You have no reason to even engage with the argument. I said it before, and it's not even a black or a white thing. And hold on. There was a video of a woman that got punched on the subway, a white woman that got punched by a black guy. And I had questions. Like, people said that it was wrong for him to punch her, and they're right. They're right to say that the guy who punched the woman in the restaurant, they're right to say that the guy was wrong. That's not even the point, though. You have to do things to prevent that from happening. You got to use your brain. So check it out. Watch this. So watch this right here. Now, this video, the guy is getting ready to punch her. There is no reason for her to talk to this guy at all. None whatsoever. What are you even doing? If I'm right there, there was a guy right there. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe he was with her. Maybe he wasn't. There is no reason for them to be talking. But let's see what happens, and I'm going to tell you how this whole thing could have been avoided, potentially. Now, I'm not saying the guy, he could be a crackhead and just wanted to fight, but that's not always the case. You can de-escalate, you can walk away, you can avoid these situations.
The NYC. I was breathing. Say it to my face now. Say it to my face now. Tell me to take a chill pill. Say the word chill pill.
So, look, why would you do that? He's telling you, say the word chill pill, and he's squaring up on you. Why would you say chill pill? Now, here's the rebuttal. ABL, freedom of speech. ABL, he shouldn't hit her. You're right, but guess what? You can be right and be dead. You can be right and get your teeth knocked out. So, I mean, you can have your righteousness. He can get locked up. Sure, lock him up. He deserves to get locked up. He deserves to get punished for what he did. But why would you be talking to this guy? Why? If I'm there, listen, if I'm there and I'm with her, she's not going to do no talking at all, period. None. Zero. Check it out. I'm around women that don't like talking in public. Again, they don't like talking in public. ABL, you controlling. No, I'm not. I'm talking about they don't even like doing it. If I'm there, like, okay, here's the kind of women I'm around. Check it out. If we're in a place and there is a question that's asked of us together, I'm gonna answer right away. I got it. Don't even worry. I'm not gonna do that, but she already know because she don't even want to talk. She gonna tell me, hey, you got it. Now, some women are not gonna be like that. I'm not going to be around you because a woman like that will get you killed. Will get you killed for no reason. Or you might have to kill somebody else or get hurt. You're going to get put in danger for no real reason. This right here should never have happened. You're right to say freedom of speech. You're right to say that he shouldn't have put his hands on you. You're right. But you can be right and at the same time be wrong because guess what? Now, you didn't get your teeth knocked out. Now you dead. It's a whole cemetery full of right dead people. But people don't understand that. They just want to say, he's wrong, he's wrong, he's wrong. All right, yeah, you're right. But guess what? Who cares if you dead? What are you going to put on your tombstone? I was right? Retarded. Oof, okay, I'm getting triggered. Let's come back. Let's come back, shall we? Let's come back. Now, Lee Clinton says, ABL, what if we say that to you as a man? I guess you would shut up? Yep, I'm going to shut up. I mean, either I'm going to shut up or I'm going to fight. Me, I'm going to de-escalate. I'm soft. Yeah, I'm whack. I'm soft. But guess what? I ain't dead. A lot of y'all guys want to be big, tough guys and die. I know guys because I come from the street. I don't know. But I know guys that have done this. I know guys that have tried to be the big tough guy and get shot, killed right there. Guys 18, 19 years old, dead. I had a homeboy that got beat by a fiend, had to get put on a nightingale to the hospital and almost died because he wanted to be big and tough. Oh, he was tough too. My homie that almost died that night was notorious for knocking people out. But everybody's not going to be a person you can knock out. He was out there at like 18, 19 serving fiends, right? Him and the fiend get into it. The fiend had a lead pipe and beat him with it. My homie was tough, beat anybody up, knock anybody out. From a young age, I remember my homie knocking people out. I remember one time, I had to been about 5 years old, and I saw him knock this guy out. We little kids. He was knocking people out as little kids. I remember I saw him knock the guy out, and I was always just a goofball. I had a root beer, and it came out of my nose when I saw him knock him out. This same guy almost got killed and did a lot of years in the penitentiary. So, I mean, you want to be big, tough guy. All right, go ahead. You can die too. Anybody can die. It don't take that much. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I get so passionate because I know guys that have died like this. And I see the same pattern happening. And people that have no idea what they're talking about, no experience in the street, they don't know anything about this kind of stuff, will say, oh, she could do whatever she wants. She could say whatever she wants. All right. I'm getting triggered. Let me get back. I'm reading some of the comments. I'm getting triggered. Hold on. Sean B says, hey, people don't understand the streets. When you don't grow up in it, it's hard to explain how reckless people. Exactly. People are reckless. They don't care about life. They don't care about logic or reason. They don't care about your civil rights. They don't care about anything. You can't apply logic and reason to street people. It don't work like that. If somebody is squaring up on you, first of all, I'm gonna de-escalate. I'm a charismatic person. People like me. So I don't have these kind of problems in the street. You know, I've almost been robbed about 2 or 3 times before. It was one time I was on the beach, had guns drawn on me. I don't want to get too deep into the story, but at the end of the night, everything was cool. Nobody got shot. I'm trying to de-escalate. Now I can be big tough guy, pull my gun out. We can get into a gun battle. I can die. He can die. I can get paralyzed, put in the wheelchair, doo-doo bag, all of that. Or I can be calm and cool. Call me soft. Call me a B, a P. All right, but you won't call me Colette in the penitentiary. You won't be going to my graveside. You won't be going to my hospital room. You won't be trying to wipe my hind parts in the convalescent home. You won't be doing that. Anyway, let me go back. So the Chicago mother is in the restaurant using her son husband to defend her. Listen, let's go back here. Let's go back, shall we? So listen, let's break down everything that's wrong right here. You're in this hood area, automatically you're kind of in danger. At night, hood area, violent place, ghetto restaurant, hot dog stand, whatever. You and this man are arguing. That shouldn't be happening, number one. Now let's play it, and then we're going to see what the next thing was.
Get your food! Who? Get in the car? Who? Nay. Get your food! Get your food! If you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out.
So he's telling her, stop talking. Don't talk anymore. You know what? Guess what? I got a hot take. You ready? Don't nobody get triggered or offended, but what I'm saying is right. At that point, she should have shut up. She should have shut her mouth. Why? Because now we got to fight. If you want to keep talking at that point, be ready to fight. Be ready to fight. It is what it is. It's not freedom of speech. You talking all this constitutional, looks good on paper, not in real life type situation. I can say whatever I want to say. I don't got to shut up. Okay, now you got to fight. You don't have to shut up. You don't have to leave. You don't have to do whatever but now you got to fight. Or you're going to get beat down. So what's up? But you know what? People like this mother, you know what I think? I think that she did not stop talking because she knew she had her Terminator in the car, who she was allegedly texting to get that pistol from the glove compartment and be right there in the doorway waiting on her. Boy's 14 years old, talking about something. That's his job. He's 14. We can't grow up anymore, these black boys. You see, who cares about the black boys that grow up in these situations? I was 14 years old one time and big, 6 foot tall, 200 something pounds. So can I not go outside and play basketball? Can I not be a kid in 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade? Can I not be a child? I got to be an adult like that? Is that my responsibility? They want to put that on us, and then when we die, oh well, black on black violence, so what? Bullet bags is what they want to call us, right? Bullet bags. You black men ain't nothing. You bullet bags. You can't take care of your kids. When we get locked up, ain't nobody gonna be there. But protect mama. When she could have avoided the situation, she didn't. She put her son up to being her security guard because she wanted to say whatever she wanted to say. And then, allegedly, was ordering him to shoot the witness. So now, rather than her being a mother and protecting her children, or 14-year-old boy, now this is her attack dog. I've seen that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, we saw it with John Morant. John Morant's mom called him talking about this person at the shoe store said something to me. Here comes John Morant being son husband, although she's married to his father. Here he comes with 9 of his homeboys about to crash out over his mama. There was one story, I think it might have been in Brooklyn, where a mom is on FaceTime with her son, 20 years old, and there was something wrong with some cold fries at the McDonald's. Here comes the son husband and deletes the McDonald's employee because he had to protect his mama. These stories happen so frequently, it's ridiculous. And shame on you if you say he should protect his mama when she could have avoided the whole situation. She got to protect him. If you got kids, you got to protect your kids, and the other way around. You shouldn't be put in a position to have to defend somebody, but they could have avoided the whole situation. And if you are a gun owner, if you are a concealed carry permit holder, as she was, first of all, where's your gun at? Why'd you have him get the gun and do your dirty work for you, number one? Number two, if you are a concealed carry permit holder, what do you have the obligation to do? De-escalate, retreat whenever you can. You can't go out there and just look for trouble. I cannot play this on YouTube because it's you already know what it is. Don't do that to me. Somebody said that right there. You know I can't play this on YouTube, so let's not even do that. I'm gonna come back so you can see me clearly. You have the obligation to just fall back and de-escalate. You can't go looking for trouble to use your gun and kill somebody. All of a sudden now, the Second Amendment people don't know what's going on. Gun rights activists don't know what's going on because of the emotional connection. Oh, ABL, if that was your mama, my mama would never be in no ghetto hot dog stand with roaches and rats at who knows what time of the night. And she would never text me talking about get the gun and come delete this random person because we getting into an argument. She would never. My mom was the type that would be, she wouldn't even really like doing all that kind of talking in public. She would never, ever, ever, ever. My mom is not no hood rat at all. My mom is a classy, respectable person, not like this person right here. And then she has the audacity to sue. Who were you suing? City of Chicago and 5 Chicago cops talking about some wrongful arrest. Ma'am, they had reasonable call. They had evidence. They had text messages, videotape, wrongful arrest because charges got dropped. Is that wrongful arrest? So let me get this straight. Anybody that faces a charge and doesn't get convicted, but they might get locked up, was that wrongful arrest? Huh? I think she's getting bad advice from their lawyers, these glorified ambulance chasers. You know what the first clue was? You know the ambulance chasers? They were using the improper verbiage, talking about the charges got dismissed. No, they didn't. Charges got dropped. That's a difference. Dismissal, that's something, the charge, it never went to trial. A dismissal would come during a trial process, right? That's not what happened here. She could easily get retried or recharged, pardon me. She can get recharged because there was no court decision about, okay, guilty, innocent, dismissed with prejudice. There was no decision like that. It was simply dropped from Kim Fox's office, the same Kim Fox from the Justus Smollett situation. And by the way, if you're going to sue the city of Chicago and the 5 police officers, why not sue Kim Fox's office, the state attorney? Why don't you sue her? She's the one that got you locked up for 6 days. She's the one that got you the $3 million bail. So why don't you sue her? Is it because she let you out? Is it because there's some kind of backdoor talking going on between Kim Fox and the lawyers and whatnot? Some old school Chicago corruption? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm asking questions. The reason, in my opinion, why she was released and her son is because of the public backlash. The same reason why Daniel Penny got locked up. The public backlash. It ain't so much about justice. It's about we don't want a big riot in our hands. We're short-staffed. We don't want a riot. We don't want George Floyd 2.0. so we're going to just let her out. We don't want George Floyd. We don't want that in New York City, so we're going to lock Daniel Penny up. That's my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. You're going to sue? Look, she cannot leave well enough alone. What does that mean, ABL? Glad you asked. That means leaving things as they are and being satisfied with it. Here's an example. If you go to Vegas with 100 US dollars and by some stroke of luck, you win $1 million from that 100. And what do you want to do? You want to put that 1 million, 100% of the 1 million on red and let it rock. And then you lose it all. You couldn't leave well enough alone. You won. You came with $100. You won $1 million. Cash out. Go back to your Podunkville, USA, and spend the money on a car and a house and be broke next year. Do that rather than just taking the money and trying to double up. She evaded a murder charge and wants to go out there and sue. Why? You can't leave well enough alone. In the argument, you couldn't do that. The guy gave you an out of the argument. Check it out. If she would have stopped when he said stop, would have been no fight. But since she didn't, now he didn't already said, I'm going to do something, so now you got to do it. That's how the streets work. If you show him up, he's got to hit you now. If you don't, he'll back off. Usually that's how that works. But she didn't do it. She could not leave well enough alone. So it's whatever though, man. I mean, that's why, see, a guy like me, I come from those kind of environments, and people don't think I do come from those environments because I'm a smart person. I make smart decisions. I could have easily been out there doing the wrong thing. I could have easily been doing that, but see, my upbringing, I had a different type of education. You see, my uncle was out there doing stuff like that. My dad's oldest brother was out there in the streets heavy at a young age and died when I was like about 5 or 6. He had HIV/AIDS. Now, my uncle was wild. My uncle was gay. He was like Omar from The Wire, for real. He was into the LGBT lifestyle, but he was a complete goon at the same time. Will always get locked up, had a drug problem, but also was in that lifestyle in the 80s when the HIV thing ran out of control. And he died as a result. And when I was a kid, I would always hear stories about him. Always. And it just kind of let me know, you know what? I don't want to go down that road. I ain't talking about the LGBT road. I didn't need a role model for that. That was never my thought process. I'm talking about the street life. I never wanted to get involved with it, but it was always right around me. I grew up right there in Virginia, right in Portsmouth is right there. My best friend growing up was involved with the street life. My best friend growing up did 12 years in the penitentiary. I never been in jail at all. I never been arrested because I was always using my brain. I was always smart. And that's why I know how to handle these situations. It's simple. A lot of people have never been in those situations. They don't know anyone from that environment. They've never been in that kind of environment, so they don't understand how to deal with it. Now, you should be thankful if you've never been there before because you don't want to be there. That's not a good place to be. You want to be in a nice, safe, and calm and friendly environment. You don't want to be in this concrete jungle. People just lawless animals, no brain power. You don't want to be in that kind of situation. But if you're there, you got to understand how to navigate. You're not going to be in no ghetto restaurant late at night arguing with some dude, texting your boy, come save mama. No way. No way. I'm going to read, I could never be a gangster. I wanted to be a nerd from the beginning. I wanted to be a nerd. I wanted to be the good kid, get good grades, the nerd. Yep. Because the gangbangers die. The real quote unquote guys get killed or go to jail. If you don't die or go to jail, then you just listen. If you say you're some kind of big gangster, tough guy, and you don't die, get shot, go to jail, then you're not even really about that. And I was not. I was about that schoolwork and being the good kid. That's what I was about. Always. Always. I had a memory that stuck in my mind when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, when my uncle died, I probably about 5 or 6 years old. It was like an out-of-body experience. I remember it. I'm So I'm standing here, like, let's say this is me, right? Okay, we don't want to show all the extra personal stuff, but I'm right here in the center of the screen. I can see myself. So my face is facing this way, and I can see myself from this angle, right? Looking at my face, and I can see behind me, and it's all my family members. Everybody's crying, busting out crying. I have no idea what's going on. I'm confused. Like, what's happening here? I've been to probably about 20 funerals in my life. Yes, 20 funerals. And I've never seen any funeral that sad. And I understood why everybody was so sad later. That's why I had in my mind to never get involved in the street life. Because I understood what the impacts were, how your life could turn out. It was like, okay, well, rather than go in that direction, be the good kid, be the smart kid, be that kid. Don't try to be what you think might be quote unquote cool. Anybody got time for that? Anyway. Now, hold on. Greg Drives Driver says 100% wrong, ABL. That thug in the hot dog stand was a felon with anger issues. He decided to strike down the wrong person. Bang. Okay. Let's say you're right. But see, it doesn't even really matter. You're right about him being wrong and all. Okay, so what? You could be right all day long. But see, the whole thing was totally avoidable. And now that boy got to do with it. You don't care about that, though. You just care about he got justice. He got what came to him, right? You don't care about the fact that the 14-year-old had to kill him. You see a 14-year-old as a fully grown man. You don't see him as a boy who shouldn't have been right there in the situation, who shouldn't have been led up to that by his ridiculous mother, who's now trying to get some money. You don't see that part. All you see is the end result. You don't care about boys like myself when I was 14 years old, if I was to be out there doing something like that, and how that would affect me if I be right now, today. How are you going to be able to live a normal life after you kill somebody at age 14 for no real reason? But it's cool, right? Because the guy got what he had coming. Okay. All right. Lincoln Park. I know about Lincoln Park, stinking Lincoln. I had a friend that used to stay out there. My dad used to live right on Garfield, right by Washington Park. So I used to always be out there. I used to be everywhere in Portsmouth. Yeah, but see, people want to be right all the time and don't care about the actual reality of the world in which we live. People don't care about what actually happens in these situations. Okay, you see somebody get popped. Okay, they deserved it. Now, what about anything else happens? What about the person that killed them? What about the person's family members? What about retaliation? What about, don't nobody care? Who cares? Who cares, right? It's whatever. I mean, he's wrong. He was a thug. Okay, he dead. That's all that matters, right? Nothing else matters. I got it. All right. People want to compare Jordan Neely. Not even the same thing. Jordan Neely, that was, if anything, an accident. The Daniel Penny was trying to restrain him. He wasn't trying to hurt him. He was trying to restrain him to make the guy not hurt anybody or himself. But unfortunately, the guy passed away. Now, we've not seen the tox screen yet. It could be a George Floyd situation where, you know, what really killed him was the drugs in the system rather than the little restraint. We got to compare apples to apples here. That's all. We got to compare apples to apples. But if anybody has if anyone has a rebuttal to what I'm talking about as far as the Chicago situation, y'all got to call tonight. Oh, y'all got to call tonight because I guarantee you I'm right. I'm right on this. You can say that the guy shouldn't have hit the mom. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. You're totally right. But guess what? Who cares if you're right? Doesn't matter if you're right. Why did the mom allegedly put a 14-year-old up to kill this man when she could have taken the out that was given to her and not even engaged? You see, when he said, shut up, and she shut up, the 14-year-old does not have to kill him. So what's a better situation? You tell me. The guy says, shut up. There's no fight. The 14-year-old does not have to delete him. Or she keeps on talking. He punches her. The 14-year-old deletes him. what is the better situation for the 14-year-old? Not nothing for the 14-year-old, because that is who I'm concerned about. The guy that died, whatever. He was going to die eventually anyway. It was a matter of time before he died, so whatever. The mother, I don't like, whatever. How about the boy, though? Oh, we don't care about him. We're disposable, right? Black on black violence, right? All right. So I'm waiting for some of the comments to come in. I want to see some of the comments. All right, y'all please let me know. What's the better situation for the boy? That's what I want to know. And if we can get down to the bottom of that, then I think we can get to a conclusion in this case and we can be on the same page. All right. Thank you, Mofo. Appreciate it. She should have shut up like a woman was supposed to. Yep. Miss Pretty says, why should she submit to a woman who has a man with no authority over her? Okay, so she should not submit. She should just keep on talking and make her 14-year-old come in there and kill him. Okay, cool. I got it. So that's what's best for the boy, to have him kill somebody unnecessarily. Got it. All right, let me see. What else we got going on? Hold on. Great Drive says, a man does not have the right to either tell you to shut up or take a swing. If the felon has some self-control, he shouldn't leave the house. See, you're not answering the question. The question is, what's right for the boy? I said, don't talk about the guy I don't care about. Or the mother. The boy. Talk about him. You don't care, you see? You don't care about him. You care about being right. You care about, oh, he shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done that. You don't care about that boy. Nobody does. And that's the problem. That's why I got to stand up and say something, because who cares about these boys? All right. Hold on. Way of the Road says, I agree with ABL. The mom is to blame and the kids got a lot on their shoulders now. Yep. Let me see. I'm reading some of the comments. Jackie said, did she really expect the boy to pull, or did she want to show the peace? It don't matter. If she told him to get the gun, you put him in motion, because why would you tell him to get the gun and then he goes to the front of the doorway and sees you get stolen? He has to pull it. He didn't want to. He was fumbling with it. Boy. All right. Mom should have walked away. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. The boys want to worry about who would got him through this. Nobody. No dad, no father figure. The mom trying to get money from the city. The mom trying to get a payout. Immediately, like, it just happened. She just got out of jail and she wants to go right to the cash, right to the money. All right, Modern Renaissance, man, I got you, boss. I'm about to open the lines in a minute. So I got you. Yeah, nobody cares. So sad. Exactly. Where's the boy's daddy? Who knows? That's a great question. If the dad was there, this wouldn't even be, we wouldn't even be right here right now talking about this. If the father was there, this would not be a story. Guaranteed. Great Drive still refuses to talk about the boy. You talking about the man refusing to talk about the boy. See? Thank you for proving my point. You don't care about the boy. You just care about being right. BDB says, she treated him like an attack dog. I agree with ABL, but as always, I want to go deeper into it, not arguing so much as extrapolating info. Why no one stepped in? Was she provoking, clipped out? Ain't nobody going to step in because because you know that the gunshot's going to ring out. Listen, this neighborhood had 8 shootings in 1 month and 5 homicides. Why would you step in when you know that could put you in danger? Because the gun came out as they predicted. When a fight happens, you know, break away, get out, because what's next is the gunshots. Why would an 80-something-year-old man who I saw in the video try to get in the way and stop somebody from fighting when he knows that the gun going to come out and he going to get shot and die for no reason? I'm not staying around either. You think I'm going to just jump in? I know where I'm at. You think I'm going to jump into a fight? between a man and a woman, are you bugging? I'm not going to step in. I don't know you. Especially, it could be domestic, and that's even worse because in a domestic, here's what happened in a domestic. I've seen this a lot in these areas. In general, I've seen this. If it's domestic between two people in their relationship or whatever, the guy will haul off, punch her right in the face, be beating her down. You try to be Captain America, step in and save the day. He pulls out a gun on you, blows you down. She gets in the car, leaves with him, and they're still together. Or they both stop fighting each other and fight you. That is so common. Why would I jump in? Huh? Why? I don't understand. For what? So I can die? For zero reason? So they can still be together and still fight every Wednesday on Clockwork? So she can get married to him in the penitentiary? Did you guys see that? Hold on. This is not them right here. This is something else. Hold on. Let me pull up the video, and then I'm gonna get super chats, and then I'm gonna get to the calls. The number to call 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. So check it out.
Station, you take Freddie to be a lawful wedded husband, and Freddie, you take Station to be a lawful wedded wife.
I do.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married. Congratulations. Congratulations.
So, I mean, is that what you want to do? Listen, this is a random couple. It's not them we just saw on the screen, just to be clear. But what can happen is you try to step into a domestic situation, okay? He pulls out the pistol, blows you down, you're dead, you're paralyzed, and then when he gets locked up, she goes to the prison and gets married to him in the actual courtroom. He's in a cage. Oh, I'm still getting married. So nah, man, like people don't understand the streets and how they actually work. So if you don't understand the streets, just say that. That's fine. But don't try to act like what you're saying is correct when you talk about things you don't know about. But if you like what you heard so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, we got super chats on that. Then we're going to get to the calls. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. I could not do it without you. All righty, let's keep on rocking. Michael W., literally, my man, literally in a cage, like a gerbil or a hamster, like a bearded dragon, a ferret in a cage, getting married. Congratulations. I am from the streets. I'm from the streets. I'm just not a street guy. I'm the hood nerd. That's me. I'm the guy from these little low income areas that could fix your computer. That's me. That's who I am. Yes. All right. Let's keep on going here. Thank you to Nick Corio, who says, what's your favorite way to cook a steak? Anything over medium rare, you're doing it wrong. If you like well done, you're a psychopath. The best medium rare is good for me. I like that. That's a good temperature. You know, that's pretty, because different steak houses cook it differently. So I think the medium rare you can't really get wrong. That's a nice median. You know what I mean? It might be a little bit too well sometimes or a little bit under, but if you can get it right there in the center, you good. Thank you. Michael Critchlow says, what are your thoughts on the restaurant in Toronto where all the food is made by chefs with HIV? I saw that. That was crazy. I'm not doing all that. It's like, look, I understand we got equality and whatnot going on. I get it. But yo, chef, one thing I know about food prep is that the knives are sharp. Now they say when the blood hits the air, it's no longer, it can't transmit the virus. I mean, I don't know. Y'all got gloves on, and you might have like the metal glove to cut certain things. I understand that, but still, that's a little bit too close for me. And to be totally honest, sometimes you can't necessarily always determine if a person has a certain virus. So I don't know. You got to be careful. But just the thought of knowing that everybody has the bug, the house in Virginia, that might be a little bit too much for me personally. That's not really a selling point. Like, hey, all our cooks are sick. Come eat here. I don't know about that. Yeah? I don't know about that. Maybe it's not very appetizing. You know, when I go to a restaurant, I want to hear about, you know, the juicy steak, the good meals, the great experience. I don't want to hear, guess what? Everybody got the bug. I think I'll go to Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, somewhere like that, okay? Thank you to Stavros S, who says, hi, ABL. Do you think there are 2 Joe Biden body doubles? One is sleepy and one is high, or maybe even an AI? No, I don't think so. Thank you to Life with Sean, who says, did you see the city of Buffalo is now removing a statue of Revolution War American general because he owned slaves? That's totally crazy. That's totally crazy. Oh, here's something for you guys. That's a good segue. Hold on one second. I got an article for you guys. Shout out to Insider. Can we turn off the ad blocker right quick? Alrighty, no problem. Check it out. So your man Donald Trump is the only living U.S. president whose ancestors didn't own slaves. Okay. Now, your man Barack Obama can't say that. Slick Willie can't say that. HW, they can't say that. But Trump can. He's the only living U.S. president whose ancestors didn't own slaves. Now, if we're going to cancel slave owners, are we going to cancel slave owner descendants? Is that going to happen? I'm not quite sure. I mean, when are we going to actually stop? I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. All right. Let me see. Thank you to Matthew, who says, we are here. We're straight. We're wearing pants when around children. All righty. Let me see. Luther says, as a bisexual male, I'm disgusted by the pride parade, chanting that, please leave the kids out of it. I don't tolerate pedo, do better. Thank you to Kelly, who says, I was a bartender at a gay bar for 4 years and went to Pride at one time with friends, and I've never heard that. Hey, that's what they say. You know, they say they always say it. So, hey, I don't know what's going on. And I know that they shouldn't be saying that, but thank you for your comment. F Ranger Xbox, thank you for your donation. He says, it breaks my heart that a young black man was worth more during slavery than today. Rebel Without a Reason says, a woman should never put herself in the man's place. Exactly. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. If you like what you heard so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We're going to get to the calls here in just a moment. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description, also right there in the ticker. If there's an email and Skype, there's an email for Skype in the description box. If the Skype does not work properly, you know it's not my fault. Blame the white man. All righty, let's keep on rocking. All righty, Matt, what's happening?
Anthony, what's good, man?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Oh, geez. This whole hot dog and car key thing goes pretty deep, doesn't it?
You said the hot dog and what now?
Car keying.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's all connected.
Is it connected?
Yeah. I guess that James Cameron keyed that Ocean Gate sub right in the carbon fiber before it went down.
Okay, that might be it.
And then also, like, what would Joe Biden do in that situation? Like, because he used to lifeguard for all those people, you know?
Hey, might they call a corn pop? Have a rescue expedition and go down to the bottom, get everybody.
I think he would like show him. He'd be like, "Hey, I know you want to hit her, and I know she won't shut up, and I know there's a 14-year-old out there with a gun, but I've got hairy legs, And I used to lifeguard and blah blah blah. He probably would figure the whole thing out, and it would end up being a peaceful situation.
Could be, for sure.
Did you hear that in those hotels in New York City now, there's now more illegal immigrants living in the hotels than there are homeless people needing housing?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard about the one hotel I did a video about where they said the entire hotel was taken over, like every room, and not only was it taken over, it was also destroyed because they're not using shower curtains, so you got water damage everywhere. The electrical's off right. They're using hot plates to cook stuff. They're drinking, drugs, guns, all of that in there.
That's a job security thing. That's make work, because they're going to get hired to fix it all, you know. But you know, man, they had that woman that tried to rent that bike out there, that electric bike, and those black kids prevented her from renting it.
Oh yeah.
Those kids are heroes, dude, because like I think she was an immigrant too, and she was pregnant. And I think that's all we need to do is just get those kids to, you know, need more of them, and then to take on all the illegal immigrants living in the hotels.
Wait, that could be a little battle. That could be a little showdown right there.
Yeah. What if the I got AOC over here. Man, people say she's not good looking or whatever. I think she is. I think everybody's lying when they say that she ain't fire, dude. Because like I think she's incredibly attractive, and I think that's more than half the reason why she got elected. And good for her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that she's not unattractive. You know what I mean? She, as far as you're talking about politics, yeah, she's up there. Now, if you put her just in Ponce, Puerto Rico, but in politics, yeah, she's definitely up there.
She's way up there. And then I guess her boyfriend got sponsored by Bud Light. Did you hear that?
I did not hear about that, but that's not very surprising.
That dude was wearing Birkenstocks with socks on and stuff like that, or wherever the hell those sandals were that he had. They were atrocious.
Hilarious.
And what do you think everyone, I got a different take on this whole sub thing. Everybody's, you know, pretty much dumping on that guy. But I think his waiver covered all bases, you know, and, you know, I do system safety for a living. I actually didn't see anything wrong. The video game controller, I didn't see anything wrong with it whatsoever.
No, so like even some of the corner cutting, not wanting to hire 50-year-old white guys that are experienced, know what they're doing, trying to get in college interns, not any of that.
I'm more Republican than anybody I know. I don't like hiring rich white guys, and I work in aviation.
But now,
like
I'm
planes that have all these issues.
I'm talking about guys that know what they're doing, because he said that specific. He was like guys with experience. Like that was the thing.
It's more the guys that invented the rules, and then you basically do it their way. So I mean, all those rules just kind of came out and about. And then there's been certified subs that's had issues, there's certified aircraft that had issues, and then you know, he was doing it for a price. Like you got all these people that are talking about science now and adventure and all that kind of stuff. I think that James Cameron is a hoity-toity jerk for coming up and basically dumping on this guy's deal. For video game controllers, like for example, the PC that you plug it into is the weakest link. Mm-hmm. He's plugging it into USB, and then all these subs are controlled by PCs that run Windows. I mean, you don't see PCs with Windows on them in airplanes, for example. They have that level of criticality for that reason. So, I mean, I don't think I've listened. There might be some valid points of criticism, but I just don't believe half the stuff that people are saying is really valid.
So
it's safety at a price.
So what do you think was the actual problem? Like, I know it's kind of a complicated question, but if you could kind of sum it up in a short soundbite, what was the actual problem that you saw from your point of view?
I didn't see any penetrations in that sub. Everyone was saying like there was like a porthole. But when you got all this electronic stuff inside and then it has to access stuff on the outside, like all the pumps and valves and things that drop the weights and all that kind of thing, I have a feeling that there's enough penetrations in that that hole, that probably something not even related to the carbon fiber or something like that was the problem. It could have been something that was carrying signals.
Okay.
That's my more likely guess.
Gotcha.
And it takes nothing. But then the guy that said that he heard cracks that were propagating, to me that was probably a big deal too.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's all I got for you. Love your show.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Take it easy.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. I see some of the comments. It's kind of controversial. Let me fix my white balance. That's why I do this sometimes, fix my white balance. Hopefully that works. Yeah, that worked for now. Let's see if it's going to stay like that. I think when I turn sometimes like this, it kind of gets off track. It's weird. So let me go to some more here. Let's go to, hold on. Y'all please hang tight. Who am I speaking to? 817. Caller 817, who am I speaking to?
Hopefully that works. Yeah, that works.
Hello. Oh, yeah, this is Lisa.
All righty, what's going on?
Hey, yeah, I was having like a few comments on your videos earlier this week. Like that one transgender with the gynecologist.
Yes.
Yeah, like where he was like complaining about how someone didn't want to see him. I'm like, well, it's like he wants to be seen. If he got the surgery, like, what's the point? Like, what are you supposed to like search his wound or I don't know. I just I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was crazy. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, can you hear me still? Yeah, and then like with the guy who like got shot by the 14-year-old. Yeah, like no, I'm a little bit torn. Like, okay, the mom shouldn't have said anything, and then like if she knows like that dude is being hostile, he says he's gonna punch her, she should just shut up. Especially if nobody's coming like to her defense, like just shut up. And then like the dude, he could have like he lost his life by letting his anger get the best of him. So it's like they're both in the wrong. And then I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous right now.
Are you doing
but
good?
Like yeah, and so like the 14-year-old boy, she shouldn't have had him come in there and then shoot him, because now what if the charges aren't dropped, and then that's their whole life down the drain. So, it's sad.
Yeah, exactly. That's my main thing. My main thing was about the 14-year-old, like, because it's like the person, the guy that got shot lost his cool, whatever, and got shot, but it's like who shot him, and then what about what he has to deal with, the 14-year-old? So that was really my main concern.
And then it could send him down a dark path as well, because he's like, even if they drop the charges, he's going to have to live with, oh, dang, I shot this person trying to defend my mom. And then that's going to be in his head, like, and she don't know, like, oh, well, you were protecting me. But it's like, at the end of the day, she shouldn't put him in that situation, because I would never put, like, oh, my gosh, that's just, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. And then, like, the Joe Biden and Hunter stuff, like, I've been, like, kind of trying to ignore that because it's so irritating, but that's like the main topics that I wanted to talk about.
All righty.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. So that's all I had to say.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Shout out to the caller. She did very well. But yeah, I mean, that's my main thing. The 14-year-old is like, now, what is he going to do with himself? What's he going to do with his life going forward? That's my main concern. All right, let's keep on rocking here. Let's go to 859. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, what's up?
You kind of muffled. I can't really hear you.
Oh, bro, hey, man, sorry about that. Yeah, from West Kentucky. What's up, man? Loving the show, man. Loving the show.
It's all good, boss. What's happening?
Yeah, I keep it short and simple because I'm like on my work break. Man, loving the show, man. I have to get back to work, man. Keep on going at it, man. Much love.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
No problem, bud.
All right. Shout out to my man. He was able to break through the barrel at the bottom of the ocean. No pun intended. 860, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Infinite Ranger Xbox. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
I got to turn my speaker off real quick on my phone. I just want to say real quick about the submarine. Those are not penetrations. They're called through holes. That submarine, that specific submarine, was designed to go down one time, come up, and then be shipped to the Smithsonian for going down to the deepest part ever. But it's 5 inches of carbon fiber. Each layer of carbon fiber is a separate entity. Do you follow me on that? You get a hull made of steel. That steel is 1 3-inch molecular structure all the way around. It's not layers, different layers. It's 1 molecular layer of steel, where the composite has a 2-part epoxy resin, which is a plastic. Now, what happens to a plastic when it gets cold? It becomes brittle.
Oh, crack, yeah.
Now, the difference between multiple layers, okay, and 1 solid layer of steel is those multiple layers, only the outside layer is experiencing 5,568 pounds per square inch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? So it's between that and the brittleness of the plastic, of the epoxy resin, it's causing micro cracks each time it goes down, because the thing was only designed to go down once. That's all I got to say about that. You can take a baseball bat to a piece of plastic up here in New England in the wintertime, it's going to shatter like glass. Same thing. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much of a defect when it's 5,568 pounds per square inch. That's all I got to say about that. Now, the Chicago thing, if you would look up a YouTube short that's titled "He Accidentally Walked into Frame," it's about this white guy at the gym walks into the frame of this black girl. Amazing transition. If everybody treated each other like that in a perfect world, we wouldn't have this nonsense going on. But that's not the world we live in. I moved when I was 9 years old in 1970 from Honolulu, Hawaii, where my dad retired out of the Navy, to the ghetto of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hanna Elementary School, I was the only white boy. I didn't know what the N-word was. I had to look it up in the dictionary. I just know I got my butt kicked first time I said it, because I was asking, what is that word? And then a built-up 70s muscle car went roaring down the road, and they said, that's a bad car. And, okay, so I had to take notes, because I'm a white kid. I'm taking notes, what these words mean. Like you. But if Zimmerman and Trayvon had talked to each other with respect and manners, Trayvon would still be alive today. But that's not the world we live in. You can't stick your hand in a hornet's nest and expect not to get stung. When when the neighbor's dog is outside the gate and he's growling and the hair's standing up, you don't go over there to try to pet him, do you? No, you back off and, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. These people have no clue. Hanna Elementary School in Fort Wayne, Indiana was kindergarten to 6th grade. It was shut down in 1974 after I left for being too violent. They tried to reopen it, and then in 1976, they shut it down and then tore it down, because that was kindergarten to 6th grade was shut down for being too violent. These are little kids. We're not talking about the adults. That man getting shot in Chicago, that's like breathing air to people in Chicago. And there's a big difference. You and me, we can survive that situation once in a while, but ain't nobody going to survive long term. That's all I got for you, brother. But if you look up that he accidentally walked in the frame of the black girl working out at the gym, it's amazing. If everybody was like that, it'd be a great world. That's all I got for you, brother. Love the show. God bless America. Hey, let's get our country back, people.
Thanks for
You
the call,
take care.
man. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All righty, great call. Shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Modern Renaissance, man, if you're trying to call, I see you trying to call, go ahead and try to hit me back, boss. And we're going to try to get you on the line. All righty. If you can hear me, Modern Renaissance, man, go ahead and ring that line. We're going to try to get you on right now. I know you are a Chicagoan, and you're going to have an insight about what's happening that is going to be a little bit different than most. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. Let me see. I wait a little bit for my man to try to jump on, and we'll keep on rocking here. Yeah, man, this whole thing with the Chicago situation definitely got me heated up. Heated up. There we go. All righty, Modern Renaissance, man. What's happening, boss?
What's going on, sir? How's it going, ABL?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
All right, good. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to can you hear me, ABL?
You good, boss. Keep on.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to give a little bit of an angle here. I know it's really hard for a lot of people to grasp onto this, especially if you haven't lived there. One thing we got to realize and understand is that culturally we are different everywhere. I mean, in Chicago, if you did not grow up in Chicago, it'd be hard for you to understand the mentality behind it. It'd be hard for you to understand the atmosphere and everything there. So I'm just want to take my time, and I know there's going to be other calls, but I just want everybody to understand this because this is what we do. I mentor a lot of kids that are there. Matter of fact, I reached out to that family and told them, can they just go ahead and just get rid of that Instagram page they had up for them, and they did. Okay. I know that there are a lot of different angles that a lot of us want to take from this. I'm very neutral on this. And the reason why I say that, should she have ran her mouth? No. Should he have hit her? No. Should a kid have shot? And that's where it gets a little tricky at now. And it's not even really tricky, actually, because like I said, a lot of kids that we deal with here, a lot of kids that I mentor here, I have to understand, and I do know Illinois' law, okay? If y'all don't know this, in Illinois, and especially in Chicago, got some of the strictest gun laws. If I happen to be walking down the street, ABL, and I see a man going haywire on a woman, I have every right to use force to stop that man. I have every right to do it. And that's just a random stranger that I'm helping out, okay? That's Illinois' law. Now, with that being said, people think about the gun. Why this 14-year-old kid had a gun? You know what? According to something like, I know a lot of lawyers up there too, according to the lawyers, it don't matter. He did what he was able to do within the law. The law says he's able to use force. Now, what falls under force? That's the question. Now, according to our law, if you see a person in imminent danger and you see bodily harm being done to them and you see that this bodily harm could be leading to this person's death, you are able to use just as much force or even more to stop that imminent threat from doing bodily harm or threatening this person's life, right? Now, what people don't know is that when you hear the word force, that can be a chainsaw, a machete, a broken bottle. It can be a lot of things. So when people say things like, why is this 14-year-old kid having this woman gun? Well, according to law, if this woman is, what y'all saw was being done to her, you as a person that's watching, with your reasonable thinking, if you see that this has done bodily harm to this woman, you have every right to stop it. And it also even includes within that law, even if it includes you purposely inflicting it to the extent of death. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I am surprised because being in Illinois, if somebody breaks in my house, I pull the heat out on them. If they like, hey, if they turn around and start to walk away, we're told we can't shoot. You know, they're leaving your house, even if they're in my house. If they got their back turned, a lot of us in Illinois know, don't squeeze that trigger. In this case, when he first hit that boy's mom, and this is why they're suing. I'm going to let y'all know that too, because this is somewhat of the media's fault. They're suing because the police them arrested her for first-degree murder before they even know of any video or seen a video. They charged her already for something she didn't do. So that's where the lawsuit comes in at. Is it right? We can say morally from different angles, man, that's messed up. She's doing this, but she's well within her rights according to the law.
Wait a minute,
right?
I got to step in though, because the police don't charge, do they? That's a prosecution that would do that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So what it is that, you know, like when they read you your Miranda rights. So according to what they are saying, this is what according to what they're saying, when they arrested her, they said they arrested her for the first degree murder for murdering such and such and such and such. Is what she said she was. And then she talked about how they were maliciously handling her, and they got different things, which we're not gonna be able to see it, but the DA officer was able to see the police's then body cam, whatever they did, and how they talked with her or whatever. And here's the thing. Whenever you see stories or you hearing different hearsay, anybody that made a video on YouTube, I did it myself, right? Anybody that made a video, anybody that might have said this woman lost her mind, anybody that said she's crazy, anybody that said why was she having her son there, she's using all of that, because now that she got off, she's using all of that to say, look, even on the internet, I have no dignity no more. I have no liberty no more. My name has been drugged through the mud. I've been called a bad mother. Da-da. So like I said, everybody's opinion on the internet literally gave this woman fuel to be able to sue them like she's doing right now. Now, hopefully, she and her son get the heck out of there. Because one thing that happens in Chi-Town a lot, there's always a retaliation thing. It's usually always a retaliation. I don't know this guy very well. Honestly, I was thankful because when I heard the last name, I thought, oh my God, that's one of my cousins. You know, I just knew, like, I knew it was one of our cousins. That spot is hot, and they got some really good food, by the way. But I understand when we all want to say things, and I get it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, but it's a different world there. Chicago women aren't about this whole biz breaking down to a man or anything. Like, they're not about that. And with us, ABL, while we were going up there, my mom had weapons everywhere around the house in case somebody tried to come there. Because I'm just being honest with y'all, a lot of people see a mother, see a son, especially if they little boys. A man know that he can take advantage of what those boys gonna do. Man, we had knives in the thresholds of the door. We had knives on the carpet. We had knives in the windowsills. We had knives, and we had and guns everywhere. And if my mom told us, if somebody came in here, y'all saw them doing this to me, y'all better make sure. Boom, 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 boom. What brings a lot of light to this is this. It went viral. It went viral. That's what makes the situation different. This is not the first time that this happened. The first time this came out, when this story broke, I got on my channel, I literally said, do not be surprised if those charges get dropped, y'all. Don't be surprised. That's part of the law there. And unfortunately, I know we say this as well. This boy might need some psychological help. I get that. And I'm just sharing some things with you guys. Unfortunately, the thing that we had to face too, me and my brothers, we had to watch our mom getting hit by a dude. And we grabbed all kinds of stuff. We stabbed the guy and everything. He ran away. Police got called. He served 15 years, right? He gets out even right now. That was 20 some plus years ago, right? Even when I still see this dude today, even if he speaks, I'm being honest with y'all. When he speaks, bro, don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying that for is this. Y'all might think this might be weird, but if you came up in that environment, streetwise, 14-year-old might be held as a hero in a way, right? But at the same time, we talk about the trauma that he's going to face for doing what he did. It could be possible that he might have more trauma from seeing his mom getting rocked like that. Because like I said, as a 41-year-old man today, when that guy who I see every once in a blue moon, when I see him, flashbacks come. All I can see is my mama's head going back like this, her arms being up like this, you know, her head getting slammed against that wall. That's what comes back every time I see that man. You know, so did I forgive him? Yes. But did I forget it? No, you can't. It's a tattoo in your brain, right? So I get it. Everybody that's listening, I get it. I get it. When you say, oh, what was she doing out there late? Y'all, I understand that. But if you grew up in that environment, that's like our way of life. These places stay open. Some of them stay open 24/7. You know what I'm saying? They stay open 24/7. So being there that time of night, that's nothing to us. We used to that, you know? Now, again, I can tell you this too. By her having her FOID card, being a concealed weapon carrier, I knew right there too, like, ooh, y'all, I'm telling y'all, she got a lot of stuff going behind her, because to have to get your FOID card and a concealed carry is very rough in Illinois. Like, you can't have hardly, you can't even have like nothing on your record. Now, I was surprised when they did drop, she had a charge called minor delinquency, right? I was surprised when they dropped that a little bit. But then I figured, oh, wait a minute, the boy is under 17 years old. And if y'all don't know this in Illinois, what she did with her son, telling him to go ahead and, shoot the guy more. When she told him to do that, that's minor delinquency. But because he was under 17 years old in Illinois, he would have got away with a misdemeanor. I'm just letting y'all know. I know it's crazy, but that's how it works. The other thing is, whenever she told her son to also shoot the dude's girlfriend, that was crazy. And she tried to take the gun from her son, and her son had enough composure to push his mom off, like, no, mom, I'm not doing that. But here's the thing. According to up here in Chi-Town, that's hearsay. When the news said the guy hit her once and then the son shot, now they saying that news lied on us. That man hit me 3 times before my son shot. So now they're gonna come up in the news too for lying. I'm telling you, I know it's weird, but do I hate her for doing this? Is she within her rights to do it? And she didn't come up with it herself. The lawyers did. And honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all right now the reason why it's being done this way. This lady can't go back to her job. I'm not vouching for it at all, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know this is how it happened in the street world. She's not going back to her job. Her son most likely definitely is probably not going to go back to the school or anything like that. So they're trying to find some way, which they're doing it right now, to where that's why this lawsuit is coming really fast. If they can find some way, which they most likely will, settle this out of court for an undisclosed amount, that money's going to be used to relocate that lady. So, yeah, that's my take on that. It's a whole lot of more stuff I can say, but I know you got some more calls in there. But I just wanted everybody else to kind of get an idea of the laws and everything and how it works in Chicago. And that's how it works there, man. And like I said, it's a very unfortunate situation. It's a lot of rights and wrongs it could have been, a lot of could have, would have, should have. But unfortunately, from the age of 13 and all that, man, this right here, a lot of us in Chicagoans are like, hey, y'all, this is normal. This just happened to make national news. We felt the same way when Columbine happened. We was like, oh, they didn't hear it, but this just happened like a year ago at such and such school. About 6 people got shot up in the school, but Columbine made it new. So all I'm saying is that this what makes this difference, that it went viral, man. So just want to drop it out there in ABL. Good show, man. Glad you're still out here rocking it out, man. I'm glad we making some headway here. Shout out to Unified TV that's in there as well. And everybody else, you guys be blessed. Stay safe.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Shout out to Modern Renaissance Man. You guys, please sub to him on the YouTubes. Modern Renaissance Man. Ty Smith, great guy. Y'all please sub to him. He's out there. He is, from Chicago. So he has a perspective that makes sense. Now, I'm going to say what he said makes sense as far as the laws and whatnot. I still stand on what I said about the cultural thing. It's like that whole thing could have been avoided. You see, that might be a cultural thing in Chicago, the way things operate. Where I'm from, that type of situation you won't even really be doing stuff like that because you already know where it's going to go. You already know where it's going to go. If you're a responsible mother, you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation. Why would you even get into an argument? But as far as a law point of view, a legal perspective, he's citing some laws. Hey, it is what it is. Now, I think if there's an issue with the law, maybe that could be addressed. But the cultural thing, I still stand on. But I understand what he's saying 100%. I'm glad he was able to call in and give his perspective. So shout out to my man, Modern Renaissance Man. Great call. All right, let's go. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, baby? JB Scott from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Hey, not a lot. Yeah, pretty fiery show tonight, man. That Chicago topic is getting really people going.
Absolutely.
Which, yeah, I'm not going to touch it. I got my own opinions, but I was going to talk about a couple other quick things. I was going to get back to the Republican candidates that are all coming out of the woodworks and announcing they're going to run for president. Now, about 6 months ago or so, I called in and we were talking about this, and I made a prediction saying that I think everyone's going to stay out. Just let Trump have it because he's the main guy. He's going to win the nomination, and just all you're going to do is complicate things if you get a bunch of people jumping in. But that obviously didn't turn out, so my prediction didn't work, even though I think it would have been a good choice. So, yeah, right now we got 12 that have announced they're running. And, there's some good guys and gals in there. I like Ron DeSantis, but he's still a very young guy. I mean, I think he should step back. 2028 his year. You know, I think Trump really needs to get 4 more years to get things back in order for the next guy or girl. And then you got like Chris Christie and Mike Pence. I'm like, what are you guys even doing? You got no chance at all. You're just, I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're thinking. Tim Scott, I like him. I think he'd be a good part of the administration. And Larry Elder, I agree with him too on a lot of things. I watch his videos. But I still think Trump is going to be the number one guy. You know, I don't think anyone's going to beat him, and I think he's the only guy that's going to beat any Democrat, which won't be hard. So I thought I could get your thoughts on that. And one quick thing, no, I don't have the power or authority, but I'm going to make this Saturday, July 1st, a national holiday. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but it's going to be a holiday celebrating the end of Pride Month.
Ah, there we go. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, that needs to be a holiday. Pride Month is finally over. Let's move on and get to like America. So, but I don't have a name for it yet though. So I need your help and, you know, the people in the chat's help to come up with a name for our new holiday on July 1st. So yeah, those are my 2 topics. I'll keep it right there. And love you, man. Love everybody in the chat and the callers, and have a good night, dude.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, later, man.
All right, shout out to the call. Shout out to my man, JB Talks from Oklahoma. Great call. All righty, let's go to some more here.
Indictment.
Anonymous caller, who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, man. Hey, when you gonna realize that those videos concerning about Trump that was talking about the documents, that's irrelevant in court. Why you keep bringing that up?
Huh? You said that videos are irrelevant?
It's irrelevant because the only thing that the DOJ could use that they already know, that he said that the documents were classified and he couldn't declassify them because he's no longer president. So pretty much they already got that. Why have you not read the indictment? That's my question. Like, yo, you want to become a political opinion guy, you got to do your homework. Just get the indictment, read through it. Everything is there, detail by detail, the time, the days, the subpoenas were sent, what Trump text there, his aide to move the document from one place to another place. When he lied to the lawyers that he said that why we don't tell these classified documents that they don't exist. Everything is there. Why have you?
Okay, so if the if the audio is irrelevant, I don't understand. You said why are you saying it's irrelevant when the information you're talking about is in the actual audio? I don't get it.
Well, the question is the DOJ cannot use that video because they don't know if the document that Trump was flipping is the actual document, is just papers, like he's saying.
Okay,
but
so wait a minute. Wait, so okay. So sorry, you answered the question. So now, if it's irrelevant, why tell me that? Why not tell CNN that? They're the ones who leaked the audio. All I was doing was just responding to what they put out.
Well, CNN is for entertainment purposes. So what CNN is saying is that Trump keep insisting telling the people, to different people, that he could not declassify them because no longer a president. That's what CNN is saying. You gotta understand, CNN. So for entertainment purposes.
So is the video or the audio relevant or not?
I just told you, the only thing that would
answer the question, sir, is it relevant or not?
Just one piece of it.
So it is relevant. So what are we talking about? Like, why you gotta call me and play games like this, man? Why you gotta call me and play games? First you said, excuse me. First you said that the audio is not relevant. Now you're saying that it is relevant. Which one is it? Relevant or not?
So why you don't
Excuse me, sir. Which one is it? Excuse me, sir. No. Excuse me, sir. Is the audio relevant or not? You called me talking about, oh, the audio is not relevant. Then when I said, well, why don't you talk about CNN putting it out there? All I did was respond to them. Oh, now all of a sudden it is relevant. So which one is it?
So, dude,
excuse me, sir. Answer the question. Which one is it?
Yes, that little piece is relevant.
All right then. So, okay. So you said you just caught me in lie for no reason. What's the point of doing that? And then as far as now, we gonna skip past that because you just caught me in lie for no reason at all. Just a bold-faced, stomp down, cold lie. Now, as far as the indictment, look, I'm worried about them actually going to court and figuring all this stuff out, and then seeing what they're going to actually be able to prove in court. I like let's go to court and then let's figure it all out. Excuse me. Like the whole thing with Trump, I'm talking. You can't talk while I'm talking. You asked me a question, I'm gonna answer the question. Didn't you? You said, well, I've not read the indictment, I'm gonna answer the question. You be quiet right now. Now, here's what I'm saying. Let's go to court and figure it all out. We know how to do with Donald Trump. There's always gonna be some kind of court action. You got the FBI spying. Then you had two impeachments. Excuse me, sir. I'm answering the question. You be quiet. You got all this stuff going on. They keep bringing it to court, and he keeps beating the cases over and over again. This is prosecutorial misconduct. They always do this to him. So let's see what the result is. Personally, I'm not really moved by the indictment. Let's get some court action, and it's probably going to be yet another nothing burger. You go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay, so you are not moved by the indictment, that is the investigation by the DOJ, but you are moved by the video.
I'm not moved by anything. All I did was respond to it. Excuse me. I'm not moved by anything. All I did was respond to it.
dude. I know you. I know you guys. I know you. I know Candy Sullivan. Hello.
Go ahead.
Oh, he hang up. You there? So I know how you guys do it. Candy Sullivan, Brandon Tater, the twins. All you guys do the same thing. You guys use a little piece of information and you say, well, we don't know. Even Fox News, we don't know if those are the real documents. Just read the goddamn indictment. The indictment is the investigation. All the information is there. All the text.
The indictment is totally irrelevant. Don't nobody care about that. It's not even really relevant. Let's go to court and figure it out there. Like, you keep talking about the same thing over and over again. Talk about something else. Okay, rather than calling me making up some random lie for no reason, talk about something else. How about that? Like, we've already talked about how the indictment, from my point of view, is really irrelevant until they actually go to court. So if you want to keep belaboring that point, then there's no point in you being on the line right now. Talk about something else or I hang up.
No. It's a point because you need to educate.
All right. Have a good night. Have a good night, sir. But yeah, why you gonna call me and just lie like that? You calling someone the audio is not relevant. And then I say, well, talk about CNN, they put it out. Oh, well, yeah, some of it is relevant. What's the point in calling me and just making up a lie like that? That's my pet peeve right there. That's the trigger beyond all triggers. And when somebody just lies for no reason, I hate that so much. It could be a rainy, disgusting day outside. Somebody will call me and say, hey man, and it's a beautiful day. It's like, nah, you live right next door, man. Don't you see the cats and dogs coming down from the sky? Why would you call me and make up a lie like that? For what? I don't understand. 646 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Peter.
All righty, what's going on?
Can I ask you any question, or is it a certain topic?
As long as it's not too far off the beaten path.
Did you see the documentary Died Suddenly?
I've not seen that, but I've heard about it.
Well, I really recommend you seeing it because it is true. And I'm going to be honest, as an American and what's happening in this country, you have a duty to see that and talk about it on Rumble.
Well, I'll check it out and see what's going on with it for sure.
Well, I hope you do because this is important. And I'm going to tell you right now, what's in that documentary is 100% true. I know people who work in surgery rooms, and they are seeing that and not reporting that and letting your audience know about that stuff. And if you don't do it, then there's no respect for YouTube commentators anymore. That goes for everybody on Fox News. Stu Peterson is the only guy telling the truth anymore. Alex Jones and Del Bigtree. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't talk about it, you don't go over to Rumble, in about 10 years, this whole place is going to be gone. And when you see it, your eyes are going to open up. And I'm telling you firsthand experience, I know people in surgery rooms who are seeing that stuff. And so that's pretty much about it.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Hey, you heard it, man. Hey, I got to go to Rumble right now, man. If I don't, man, I just ain't with it. You know, I hear you. I hear you, boss. All right. Let's do. Who am I speaking to? 347.
Hey, how you doing?
It's all good, boss. What's happening?
ABL.
Yes.
Hey, this is Lee Clinton. How you doing?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
All right. Just real quick, to answer your question earlier, you said what's better for the boy. So, you know, that's an obvious answer is for him not to be in that situation at all. That's the best thing for him. And, you know, I agree with you as far as, hello?
I'm here.
Hello? Oh, I agree with you as far as prevention, right? Not being in that situation, but we have to deal with the situation at hand. And I'm kind of a little surprised at you that you're letting this terrorist off the hook. Like, somebody can't go around telling someone, say one more word on my dead mother and I'm gonna knock you out, right? Regardless to how you see her or whatever like that, you know what I mean? People cannot go around doing that. And I just want to bring up a quick incident that happened here in New York, I believe earlier this year or late last year. There was a young lady that got off work, right? She went into a liquor store to buy some wine. It was some guys hanging out in the liquor store. So she's trying to purchase, I don't know if it made the news. I don't know if you remember this situation. She went and purchased her wine, and one of the guys in the liquor store asked her, I'll pay for your wine for you. And she politely declined, said, no, thank you. She walked out the store. They followed her out the store, ABL, and jumped her, right? Now, she didn't go back and forth with him. She didn't curse him, nothing. She said, no, thank you, politely, and walked away. They still put hands and feet on her. So the point I'm trying to say is, you got terrorists in the neighborhood going around thinking that they could do whatever they want to do, and that's not right. You know, like, and just on a bigger scale, like, you know, this might be a reach, but I'm going to throw it in there. I'm going to throw it in the pot. What if China or Russia told America, you can't say nothing or else? Is America going to stand for that? We all know the answer to that, ABL. You know what I mean? So my point is this, and where our perspectives change course or where we diverge from each other. I agree with you 100%. Yes, prevention. Yes, you avoid certain areas. You shouldn't be there. I get all that because prevention is what's key. But she was in that situation. You got this terrorist. The way he was doing that's not his first time. And like you said, he probably would have ended up dead anyway sooner or later. But people cannot go around bullying people and telling people, you know, you can't talk. Like, where do we draw the line? What if he said, drop down and bend around, drop your pants and bend down? Then what? Like what? You know, that's what I have to say to you, ABL. Like, you know, I'm kind of shocked that you know, because usually you're a logical, straightforward kind of thinker. But I think your logic is a little off here, ABL.
Okay, so check it out. You're right that the person shouldn't be going around bullying people, and he shouldn't be putting hands on people. But see, now you're presented with two options at a certain point, and they're both things you don't want to do, right? Option one, when he says, shut up, don't say anything, you can shut up or keep talking. You want to keep talking because how dare he, right? But now you got to fight. So what option do you want to do? You don't want to do either one, but which one is the better option? You got to pick one. There's no other way to go about it. So what do?
You answering me? You asking me?
I'm asking you.
The better option would not to be in the situation to begin with.
No. Because we already there. We already there. We're in the hot dog stand. We having the argument. We're there. Now at the end of it, you got two options. You can't just say you're not going to pick because she had to pick.
Okay.
So which one is it?
So now for me personally, as a man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give you an honest answer. I don't know. Now, if it was just let me answer you like this. If it's just his hands, it might have been a fist fight, ABL. Now, if I see, and I'm being totally honest, if I just see his hands, it might be a fist fight. Now, if I see he has a firearm on him, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll probably be quiet.
All right, then. So what are we saying?
I'll probably be quiet.
So I'm saying, like, you agree with me. You disagree with me because you're talking about as a man. Two men is something different. But you're talking about a woman.
Exactly.
But listen to me. But hear me out though. As two men, as much different because two men, you kind of on an equal playing field to a certain extent. But a woman, she automatically is at a disadvantage, regardless whether it's hands and feet or a firearm. So what she should do is what you would do when there's a firearm because you know he has that advantage. You see what I'm saying? So you agree with me?
I mean, I see that point, and I see that point, ABO. But there's something about that rubs me wrong.
I feel you. I do feel you though. I understand where you're coming from. Like it's wrong regardless. It's a bad decision either way. Because he shouldn't be in there bullying, talking all kind of crazy to her, telling her do X, Y, and Z, that, and the third. You're right. But also, it's like, well, what are you going to do? You got to make a decision. It's going to be the lesser of two evils, and you got to pick one to preserve not only yourself but your boy who's in the car as well.
So real quick, what about the Penny situation? This guy, you said earlier that it's not the same, but here is where I draw the correlation, right? You have two people that are aggressive. The difference is one person actually attacked, one person didn't. Now, in Penny's situation, he attacked nearly before he could do anything. So would you say the same thing to Penny? Or maybe you should have just mind your business. He didn't do nothing, so just go ahead and mind your business. He didn't even attack nobody. Like how does that work?
Well, in the Penny situation, you got somebody that was clearly out of their mind, aggressive, that was getting ready to attack. Now, Penny's situation was he was trying to restrain the person so nobody would get hurt, so he wouldn't hurt himself. Now, unfortunately, Jordan nearly passed away, which was an accident, which is different than getting into an argument with one person where the guy's like, hey, here's your option, A or B. It's much different than somebody on a train, a crowded space. You can't just get off the train. You can't just get back into your car. It's much different. It was an accident. And I defended the person who stabbed the guy on the train because the guy attacked the girlfriend and he defended. See, it wasn't an argument like, say one more thing. It was jump straight into it. I'm aggressive right away. So now I got to defend you.
Yeah.
Each situation was different. So I will look at it differently about how to handle it. I'm going to defend the guy who defended his girlfriend on the train in a confined space. He's acting the fool, aggressive, ready to fighting. And then Daniel Penny, it was an accident. It was a mistake. Or it could have been drugs. We don't know, but probably an accident. And then in the case of the hot dog stand, she had every ability to leave. You're not in the subway. You're not on the train. You're not on the plane. You're not on the bus. You could just go back out to your vehicle. So each situation was different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The train, you trapped in the train.
Right.
But I'm going to say this real quick before I get off. Like, I'm from New York, born and raised. I'm from the Bronx, right? And when I was growing up, I used to get like bullied and picked on. And then one day I just made up my mind that I'm not going to tolerate this no more. And then I stopped being bullied and picked. I started fighting back. You understand? So I'm saying all that to say that I think every situation is there's variables in every situation. Like I don't think there's this one template for every situation. Yeah. Every situation you got to adjust and know how to deal with every situation. But where I do agree with you is try to avoid at all costs. But the thing I just don't like about this is I don't like people bullying. And to me, that guy was a terrorist, But that was it. You have a good night, though.
Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right.
That was a good call. Shout out to my man. That was a very good call. Very, very good back and forth. I appreciated that call. Shout out to you, boss. I really appreciate that, man. But yeah, it's crazy out here. All right, let me go to 773. You don't know who I'm speaking to.
ABL, I'm so glad you got to my call. It's your retired Chicago police officer friend. First of all, ABL, I'd like to say, props and respect to Modern Renaissance Man. I've been a subscriber of his for a long time, as well as you. Here's my perspective on it, ABL, and I'm going to, of course, be coming from a law enforcement thing. She was arrested on the totality of the circumstances. Here's the thing. Number one, I agree with you, ABL, because I don't like to victim shame anybody or victim blame anybody. But sometimes you have to know when you're in danger, and you have to take yourself out of that danger when you get a chance to take yourself out of that danger. That's number one. You have to recognize I'm in danger here. Let me be the one to back off, back down, get the heck out of here, or whatever it is. But like I said, I don't like to victim blame anybody. But here's the circumstances with what happened here, ABL, and why I say it's the totality of the circumstances. So her son defended her while she was getting punched. That was probably okay, just like that. What happened was you have now left the scene. You have not contacted the police. You know, we don't know what happened. There's going to be a call of someone shot. We get there. The guy shot on the ground. We call an ambulance. We try to render aid to him. We try to find out what happened, but most people got the hell out of there, the witnesses. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go and we're going to, I'm going to make a report. We're going to go look at videotape. Is there videotape? Is there videotape surveillance in the restaurant and in the parking lot and all that? Then we find out who the girl is and where she lives, and we go and get her, okay? Now, she could say, I was scared, and that's fine. If you're frightened, then drive a few blocks away to someplace safe, call the police. I'm a concealed carrier. I was just involved in a shooting at such and such a hot dog stand, and I left there for my safety, but I'm over here. She didn't do that, which I'm not blaming her for that, but, what she did is she went home, and now we have to pursue her. Here's the main point, ABL. The same office that has dropped the charges from her are the ones that brought the charges from her. When you're a police officer, we went there. Okay, now we grab somebody. Okay, you're under arrest. But because it's murder and a felony, I have to call the detectives. Then the detectives have to find out what you have with the case, all the evidence that you've gathered. There's videotape. I have a couple of witnesses here. Here's what happened. I was able to see the videotape from this and that. Then the detective brings that case to the state's attorney's office. You call them, felony review. There's no felonies that felony review hasn't reviewed. They're the ones bringing felony charges. Misdemeanor charges, you could do that on your own. But with felony review, the assistant state's attorney, Kim Fox's office, is the one that says yes or no to charging them with a felony. So they thought that the circumstances of the evidence, there could be charges. And probably it was because she left. There was, some evidence of text messaging, even though maybe somebody text messaged her, are you okay? She left the scene. She gave the gun to her son, had the gun, and her son did the killing. All those things made the state's attorney say, yes, charge her. So the state's attorney has charged her. The police arrested her, but the state's attorney office, Kim Fox, has charged her with a felony. Now it becomes a heater case. It's in the news. It becomes viral on TikTok and on your show and other shows. And now maybe somebody said something to someone. They review the case, and Kim Fox drops the case. Why? Well, why did you charge her in the first place then? Your office is the one that charged her with the felony in the first place. Now you're dropping the felony charges. And this happens all the time, ABL. They normally, let's say they did get it was clear-cut murder, and now you have a murder charge. They drop a lot of other misdemeanor stuff. that you ran from the police, that you resisted arrest, that you didn't have a FOID card. They drop those lesser charges when they go with the more serious charge. So now Kim Foxx's office determines we're not going to go with this case. We're dropping this case. And of course, all the other things drop, which is delinquency of a minor for getting your minor kid to handle a gun, the license for the gun or registration for the gun. Yes, you got the FOID card and everything else. They're going to ignore those. We're not going to go with the murder charge, so we're not going, or the second-degree murder charge, or even manslaughter, and we're not going to charge in this case. But your office charged already. Here's the bottom line, ABL, and this happens all the time. I've been involved in it, and most veteran police officers have been involved in it one way or another. They know that there's money there, because now I'm going to sue the police, and I'm going to sue, whoever, the news or whoever. You also should sue the state's attorney's office because they're the ones that brought the charges from you. But it's a money grab, and I'm not trying to, with all due respect to the Renaissance man, because he knows her, they're going to go for the money because they know the city will settle. Because now, for a trial in a lawsuit, here's what would happen. Every single squad car that showed up to that scene, they're now on the deposed list. Every detective that handled that case, everybody that came in contact with that case, is gonna because I get paid working overtime when I go to be deposed by somebody's lawyer or something else. They're gonna depose them and everything else, and they say, you know what? It's cheaper just to offer them $1 million, $200,000, $5,000, whatever it might be. They tell you, listen, we can't afford to take this to court. Not only does it cost a lot of money, but there is a chance in today's climate that we'll lose and we'll end up paying $100 million instead of paying $350,000 or whatever the settlement might be. And that's what they're going for. And as the modern Renaissance man said, we're going to use the money to relocate her. Well, here's the thing. You don't sue someone when they weren't negligent just because you want some money to leave town now because you broke some street code, which is you killed my brother, you killed my cousin, better watch your back now. But that doesn't mean that the police did anything wrong. That doesn't mean anybody did anything wrong. Even the state's attorney's office, although they charged her to begin with, and it's the totality of the circumstance, she maybe should have never been charged in the first place. She was charged because she didn't stay on the scene. The gun was in her son's hand. There was text messages. That's why the charges were first taken up, and that's why they dropped the charges later. That's my take on that, ABL.
Very well said, man. Thank you for your call.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later.
All right now. Very well said. I mean, what more can I say? That was very good. Very, very good. And what he said made sense. What he said made sense. What modern Renaissance man, what modern Renaissance man said made sense. They all put them together. It was perfect. He had both sides of it. Okay. Let's go to 203 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
My brother from another mother. It's a crazy dude. Angel.
All right, man. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. How are you doing, bro?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
Show's lit tonight, man. Good job, bro. Good job.
Thank you.
So, listen, man, I totally agree with you in regards to the Chicago mom, man. To be honest, I grew up in the hood, too, during the crack age of 1980s New Jack City. So I've seen that too, and I think you're right. 100%. She should have thought about her son rather than letting her pride take over. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
But listen, man, honestly, at the end of the day, I think it all boils down to morality. You know, because the principles of that is on what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's not, right? And a lot of these things that are going on are system based, And what you have is a lot of these government agencies that have proposed pretty much relegating what God's already instituted. You know, our founding fathers, they said a separation of church and state, but a lot of the principles that they instituted were based off of, you know, godly wisdom, man. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I'm with you.
But, you know, I thought something of you while you were talking about the Chicago Mom and stuff like that. I saw you got lit because, you know, you keep talking about the kids. As a single dad of 2 kids, myself, I'm like, dude, you got to set everything aside and be like, you know, be a grown-up, man, and take care of the next generation. Because the next generation will determine where the state of this country literally goes. And this whole LGBTQ stuff like that, bro, it's morality, bro. Like, it's legal to you parade yourself like half naked, you know, as a transgender, but you can't do that if you're a heterosexual. That makes no sense, man.
Right,
it makes no sense. Anyways, God's got a special calling on you, man. I would say start getting into the good book. It'll do you some good.
Right on, boss.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Your upbringing, because, you know, obviously I could see, you know, from what you're talking about with your parents and stuff like that, were they believers?
Well, I mean, I really don't want to get into that right now.
All right, that's cool. I understand. Mine were, so, like, I always feel like I had the worst of the worst growing up in the hood and stuff like that with all this craziness, but then I got adopted. So I also experienced, you know, a healthy environment where, you know, God, country, education played a role. But, you know, in this day and age, it's crazy, man. But listen, let me recommend something to you before I let you go. Check out, you know who Ingersoll Lockwood is?
No.
Yeah, check him out, man. He wrote 2 books about, well, one was called The Wonderful Adventures of Baron Trump. It's ridiculous, bro. And then the next book that he had written coinciding with that was The Last Presidency. Man, it's going to rock your world. 100 years ago it was written. It's going to rock your world.
Right on, man. But thank you for the call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
All right, brother, man. God bless. Have a good night.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. But that is my time. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. I enjoyed the calls tonight. A lot of good back and forth, a lot of good banter, a lot of good information. Thank you all for being here. That will be a wrap for me. I've read the Bible many times. I know about the Bible in and out. Like, I'm kind of, the reason why I didn't want to get into the religious talk is because I'm kind of beyond that, to be totally honest with you. I know a lot about everything. But I don't want to come off like that. You know, I don't want to come off like I know it all, and I don't want to offend anybody either in their faith. So whatever you practice, whatever kind of faith you're into, I support you 100%. But that's just not where I'm at this moment. You know, I've been around for a long time. I read the Bible when I was a kid. I did a lot of that at a certain point. But yeah, shout out to everybody, regardless of what your faith is. I support you. As long as you're not trying to be crazy and kill people, it's all good. You know what I mean? It is all good. All right. I'm not beyond the Bible. See, look, somebody already getting offended. See what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to talk about stuff like that. See, look, I'm already talking about politics. That's already divisive enough. I don't want to get into the religion and get people more triggered. You see what I'm saying? But again, I've already kind of been down this road, so I want to kind of digress for real. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Also, this is a podcast you're listening to right now. I had to interrupt my recording on my mixer right here because it had a little bit of audio difficulty, but I'm going to try to get this podcast uploaded immediately as soon as I can when I download it from YouTube rather than having it on my mixer. But that'll be on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description. We got super chats on deck. I'm going to read those, then wrap it on up, put the bowl clean on top. Shout out to Kelly, who says, going to wake up tomorrow and Biden will have given billions in F-16s to Iraq to fight Russia. Thank you for that. Thank you to Matthew, who says, think about it. The people shouting, oh, and World Star never get hurt. If I were in trouble, I'd film it and scream that. Get my hot dog. No problem. Thank you to TSM Space, who says, the mom appears to have organized that her son would be ready to shoot someone. She was therefore grooming him to kill for her. Then she didn't say help me. She said kill him in retribution. It's what's hardest for me. Exactly. Correct. Killing machine. Terminator. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is a problem, and people seem to lose sight of that. They're talking about what should have happened, the fight between the mom and the guy. But what about the boy that got put into the situation unnecessarily as a weapon? Too many of us young guys, well, when I was a young man, obviously I'm not a young man anymore, but I have been a young black guy before. Too many of us get thrown away, just like trash, like it's nothing. Gang violence, your crazy mama using you as a weapon. It just, we can't escape it. And at a certain point in these communities, okay, you're 12 years old. Okay, be a lookout for this gang. There's a drive-by shooting and you get popped. So what? You're 12 years old. Oh, well, another dead black boy. But I'm getting triggered again, so I digress. Thank you to Archive Media, who says, 3 things. The 14-year-old boy needs serious counseling. Issue a restraining order against the mother. 1 million subs. And no GoFundMe for the criminals. Peace. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you, boss. That'll be a wrap for me. I'll be back live again on Saturday. Y'all know, same bat time, same bat place. 8 p.m. Eastern to right now, 11 p.m. Eastern. That will be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.